This is Van Patrick speaking coast to coast and around the world through the facilities of the American Forces Radio Network. From Soldier Field in Chicago, it's the College All-Star Game, the 1973 edition of the College All-Stars against the world champion, Miami Dolphins. And the 1973 College All-Star Game is brought to you by the United States Brewers Association, Lazy Boy Chairs, Beach Nut Tobacco, Ryder Truck Rental, Contact and Sign-Off, Gulf Oil, TV Guide, Jack's Beer, and the Wet One.
The College All-Star Miami Dolphins football game from Soldier Field in Chicago is sponsored locally by your neighborhood Ace Hardware store. That's Ace Hardware, the Moore store in Chicagoland.
The All-Star football game. And in recent years, we have not had the excitement for this ball game that we have tonight. It's a beautiful night in Chicago. We had a little rain a little while ago, but now the skies are cleared, and we're all ready to go. Two unbeaten coaches, Don Shula, 17-0. He won the Super Bowl from the Washington Redskins. John McKay was the nation's #1 ranked college football team. You've got all the ingredients, and this is perhaps the finest college all-star team in years. But now to set the scene and bring you right up to date on the activities here at Soldier Field in Chicago, here is Mutual's Al Wester.
Thank you very much, Van, and hello, everybody. Good evening to you. Welcome to football, 1973 football. As the world champions of the pro game, the very fine Miami Dolphins go against the cream of the college crop of last year, the College All-Stars. And what a great coach they have that's put this ball club together. John McKay, the man who won the National Collegiate Championship last year with an undefeated team at Southern California. As Van said, it is a beautiful night for the 40th annual College All-Star Game. 82 degrees here in Chicago at Lakeside. The humidity about 55%. The wind about 12 miles an hour out of the southwest. There is a chance, however, still hanging over us because of showers earlier, of showers later in the game. About a 30% chance of rain. Over many of these mutual stations, you'll be hearing football all season long. Some great football. Notre Dame football, the NFL Monday night game, NFL playoffs, wild card action, the Army-Navy game, Michigan-Ohio State, Michigan at Iowa. That opens up on the 15th of September. So there's a great deal of football coming your way over many of these stations, many of our mutual affiliates across the nation. As Van pointed out, this does pit two of the great undefeated coaches from last year against one another. Don Shula, 17-0. John McKay, 12-0. Shula topping it off with a Super Bowl victory. McKay with back-to-back wins at the end of the season against two great schools, Notre Dame and Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. And McKay almost owns the Rose Bowl right now out on the West Coast. Both coaches are strong advocates of the running game. Their passing comes secondarily, but you can bet in the pro ranks, if those Dolphins get behind, that Bob Greasy will be putting the ball in the air. Stars now. Let's check their starting lineup. John McKay will be starting number 22. Barry Smith from Green Bay. He will belong to the Green Bay Packers at least. 6'1", 187 from the University of Florida. At the left tackle, number 77, Paul Seymour. From the University of Michigan, 6'5" and 259. At left guard, number 73, John Hanna. 6'2", 270 from the University of Alabama. The center is number 56, Dave Brown. 6'1", 240 from Southern California. He'll be the property of the Rams. Incidentally, Seymour goes to the Bills and Hanna goes to the Patriots. At the right guard, number 71, named the West Coast Player of the Year last year, Pete Adams, 6'4", 255 from Southern California. He belongs to the Cleveland Browns. The right tackle, number 76, Jerry Sizemore, 6'4", 260 from the University of Texas. He is the property of the Eagles. The tight end is number 89, Charlie Young, 6'4", 230 from Southern California. He belongs to the Buffalo Bills. The quarterback will be number 7, the All-American quarterback of Charlie McClendon from LSU, Bert Jones. 6'3", 205. He belongs to the Colts. The running backs are number 20, Terry Metcalf, 5'10", 185 from Long Beach, belonging to the St. Louis Cardinals. He's number 20. And number 32, Chuck Foreman, 6'3", 215 from the University of Miami. He belongs to Minnesota, the Vikings in pro football. And the flanker, number 26, Steve Holden, 6'1", 195 from Arizona State. He's the property of the Cleveland Browns. The All-Stars have been introduced. John McKay is taking them to the bench. The introductions now coming on the pros. The big team from Miami, 17 wins and no losses. A fabulous job by a man named Don Shula. Those introductions are going on right now down below. We give them to you early. The two quarterbacks, Bert Jones, number 7. His baptism of fire against the pros. The LSU star against one of the great veterans, 7-year veteran Bob Greasy from the University of Purdue, who will quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. All right, the introductions are being finished here. We've got a packed house. And we have a beautiful clear night, although, as I said before in reporting the weather, the man said a 30% chance of rain. Down below, the Miami Dolphins come to the bench in their white jerseys and their green and orange numerals. Across the way, the All-Stars with blue jerseys, white trousers, the red stars on their shoulders. In a moment, the captains to the center of the field will have tonight's game underway. Right now, we're getting all set for the kickoff. All right, the captains are coming out now. The All-Star captains, Bert Jones, Charlie Young, Rich Glover, and Jimmy Youngblood. Jones from LSU, Charlie Young from Southern Cal, Rich Glover from Nebraska, Jimmy Youngblood from Tennessee Tech. They are representing the All-Stars. And out there for the flip of the coin now, both jersey, if you get it for us, is Greasy, Bonacotti, Little, and Mumford. They have flipped the coin. And the college all-star captains go back to the bench on the far side. We're getting ready for the football action, the kickoff of tonight's college all-star game. Got to be a good one. Now, for the all-stars, Coach John McKay has said there are two critical areas. Number one, they must play good pass defense. All-star teams have been beaten so often by mental mistakes. Miami has won the flip of that coin, incidentally, and will receive on the kickoff, and the All-Stars will kick off. He says they must play good pass defense, and they must protect the passer to give him time to throw. And nobody knows, he said, how good or bad the All-Stars are. McKay, you'll see him using the I formation in his offensive backfield with a lot of man-in-motion action. And the kicker is Ray Guy, the young man from southern Mississippi who led the NCAA in kicking last year. Set for the scene now. The sports director of the Mutual Network, ladies and gentlemen, to bring you the play-by-play action and the sports voice of Monday Night Football and Notre Dame football. My partner at the microphone, here he is, Van Patrick.
All right, Al Wester, and here's the boot by Guy. Ginn and Lee are the beat men, and here's Ginn bringing it back to the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35. He brings it all the way up to the 39-yard line before he's hauled down on the 39-yard line by Charlie Henton. So the Miami Dolphins strike early, and they're on the 40-yard line now. First down and 10 to go. And that was Hubert Ginn, a Florida A&M 5'10", 185-pounder who ran it back. So make it first down and 10 to go now for the Miami Dolphins. Out of the huddle they come with Langer over the ball. Little and Kuchenberg are the guards. Kick and Zonka, the running back. Split out to the right now. They send Howard Twilley. Waiting for it is the quarterback, Bob Greasy. First down from the 40. In motion to the left goes Twilley. And waiting for it is Greasy. And Greasy on a give now to Zonka. And Zonka cracks off left guard. Brings it to the 43-yard line. And is hauled down by Jim Merlo, the linebacker on the left side who cut across and brought him down on the 43 and give John Grant, the big defensive left end from the University of Southern California, who's the draft choice of Denver. So mark that ball now with the second down, about 7.5 yards to go. The Stars defensively up front, Grant, Moore, Glover, and Matuzak. Merlo, Youngblood, and Rotella backing up the line. Twilley flanked out wide to the right. Kick and Zonka, the running backs in an I formation. And waiting for it now is the quarterback, Bob Greasy. And Greasy now in a pitch. And coming wide is Kick. He cuts in at the 45. Moves on to the 47-yard line and is brought down on the 47-yard line by Jim Merlo, the linebacker, and Big John Matuzak, the right end. Good blocking up front.
Beautiful block there by Zonka. Zonka got Jim Thomas, who came shooting across. There was the safety man shooting across there, trying to get in the backfield, and Larry Zonka made a fine block on Jim Thomas. That's that polished look the pros give you. And already, just a couple of running plays, and of course a great run back on the kickoff, and the Dolphins are saying, we're the champions, watch us go.
Mandich and Fleming, the two tight ends, are in there now with a third down situation at about 3 yards to go. Kick and Zonka, the running backs. Waiting for it now is Bob Greasy. Third down, 3 yards to go. And here's the give now to the running back Kick. He gets to the 50. and he's hauled down on the 50-yard line. He might have enough for the first down. John Grant hit him first. Jim Merlo right in on top of him. He got it across to the 49, so make it first down and 10 to go. And the Miami Dolphins now are in the All-Stars territory with a first down. We're just getting underway with 13 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score. The college All-Stars and the Miami Dolphins from Soldier Field before a sellout crowd. We're getting some lightning now off in the north. Split out wide to the left is Twilly, who's back in there, using the pro set, putting two flankers on the left side. And waiting for it, Bob Greasy. He splits Zonka and Kick in the backfield. And here's a give now on the counter play to Zonka. He's at the 45. He's down to the 42-yard line. And Jimmy Youngblood in there to bring him down. And Little and Kuchenberg, those two guards, clearing the way.
Beautiful blocking up there by that tight end. Fleming had flipped over to the left side there. He was in front for a key block on it. And you know, when you got a fellow like Marv Fleming, who actually rolls at about 230 to 235, stands 6'4", has 11 years of experience behind him, 10 years really, you got something in front of you.
Zonka in 2 carries has gained 9 yards. Kick in 2 carries has gained 9 yards. Here's the I formation with the flanker split out now to the left. And out to the right side is the flanker on the right side with Fleming lined up out there, and the give to the back to the 41-yard line and possibly to the 40. And hauled down right there was Larry Zonka, the fullback. And making the tackle was Wally Chambers from Eastern Kentucky, drafted by the Chicago Bears. And here's Mandich coming back in to give them 2 tight ends. And coming out of there is Howard Twilly. So with the situation now, the ball on the 41-yard line, the series originated on the 49 of the All-Stars. It's now on the 41 of the All-Stars. So it'll be third down and 2 yards to go. Miami is 1 for 1 on third down situations. Out of the huddle they come. They line up in the pro set again. Kick and Zonka, the running backs right behind the quarterback, Bob Greasy. The Stars with about 6 men up front, and here's the give to Kick. Off right tackle. He's at the 35. He's on down to the 34-yard line. First and 10 for Miami. And Gary Weaver is the man who made the tackle along with Rich Glover from Nebraska. And Merlo, the linebacker on the left side. Good blocking getting up front, and that's making the difference, Al.
And good blocking again from a man that might not have played in this football game 6 days ago, if you remember just earlier, downstairs in the dressing room. Don Shula was telling us Larry Zonka 6 days ago wouldn't have played in this game. Now he's not only playing, he made a great block on the strong side linebacker, Jim Merlo.
Warfield is flanked out to the left. Twilly is split out to the right. They're in the pro set again. And they split the back, Zonka and Kick. It's first and 10 from the 34-yard line. And here is quarterback Greasy back to throw his first pass. He fires, and it is caught at the 14-yard line. Right at the 14-yard line, it was grabbed by Hubert Ginn, who just went in there, and they'll mark that ball around the 14 of the 13-yard line, and Charlie Hinton is the man who made the tackle. And they're going to mark it on the 12-yard line, so it'll be first down and 10 to go. That was the first pass thrown by Bob Greasy, and he hit Hubert Ginn, number 32, from Florida A&M. So mark the ball on the 12. Make it first down and 10 to go. 22 yards gained on the play from Greasy to Hubert Ginn. Nice to have you with us, and I hope wherever you are tonight across the nation, you're enjoying the ball game from Chicago with 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. The I formation. Twilly is flanked to the right. Waiting for it, Bob Greasy, and Greasy on to give to Zonka. He's down to the 10, he's down to the 8. Zonka fights his way on down to the 5 and is finally hauled down just shy of the goal line. He's got a first down.
Larry Little, that left guard, and he is a good one, was the key man on the block there. He really up front was cleaning the way. Little was named the Offensive Lineman of the Year. I pointed that out in our lineups tonight. The Offensive Lineman of the Year in the American Football Conference last year, and he was all AFC again. They have about 3 yards now to get into pay dirt. Maybe the 2-yard line, Van. They're down at the 2.
And he's just about, I would say, 6 or 7 inches shy of a first down. I thought he might have had enough, but they say just about 6 inches to go. With 9.5 minutes to play, his knee down back there, and the whistle blew as he hit the 2-yard line. So with about 6 inches to go, it is second down for the first down, and 2 yards to go for first down. Zonka and Kick the running backs. They're in a tight formation. Greasy calling the signals. He waits, barks it out, and Greasy on a give to Kick, and Kick hits right tackle, and he runs right into the arms of Charlie Hinton, number 19, and Hinton hauls him down, and he is not only shy of the touchdown, he is shy of the first down, and Chambers also in on top of him. They're going to mark it on the 2-yard line again, where it'll be third down and just inches to go for the first down. We've got 9 minutes of playing time remaining in the first quarter at Soldier Field in Chicago. The All-Stars nothing, and the Miami Dolphins nothing. Third down and just inches to go for that first down. 2 out of 2 on third down situation. Now they're in the tight formation again with Zonka and Kick right behind that quarterback, Bob Greasy. And he gives it off to Zonka. He cuts in over right tackle. He's down to the goal line. Touchdown, Miami. The Miami Dolphins moved 60 yards in 10 plays. Zonka took it the last 2 yards, and Miami leads with 8 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first quarter, 6-0. And now America's foremost tie salesman, Garo Yepremian, is coming in, Al.
That he is. He will attempt to put that 7-point on the scoreboard. We had only one pass in that series, Van. Just one pass.
The ball is spotted. The kick is up. Earl Morrill holds, and the kick is good. So with the score, Miami 7, the All-Stars nothing. There's a timeout on the field, and now this for the United States Brewers Association.
5 o'clock in the afternoon on the Santa Monica Freeway, and 1 out of every 50 drivers is drunk. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Does that surprise you? It doesn't surprise me at all. I'm Dana Andrews, and I'm an alcoholic. I don't drink anymore, but I used to, and I know much better than you do that most drunk drivers are not coming home from a night on the town and a couple of drinks. They're heavy, serious problem drinkers. They're sick, and we have to help them because they can't always help themselves. But they're killing people, and we have to stop them because they can't stop themselves. Get the problem drinker off the road for his sake, and yours.
Write to Drunk Driver, Box 1969, Washington, D.C. We'll tell you how you can help. A public service message brought to you on behalf of the U.S. Department of Transportation.
WBB.
All right, Van, the ball is down, and this time Miami does the kicking. Pruitt and Armstrong are the deep backs, and here's the kickoff.
Good end-over-end kick coming down to Pruitt. He takes it on the 6-yard line, brings it back to the 10, the 15. The speedster for Oklahoma's up to 20, the 25. He brings it up to the 30, and is finally knocked out of bounds on the 30-yard line. A good run back there. Matheson is the man who chased him out of bounds. Pruitt, the ball carrier, the speedster from Oklahoma, 5'9", 177 pounds, drafted by Art Modell's Cleveland Browns. The ball is on the 30-yard line. That's a 24-yard return on the part of Greg Pruitt. First and 10 now for the All-Stars, and Bert Jones from LSU is the quarterback. He's got Metcalf and Foreman, and there's the running backs. In motion now, he sends a man to the right, and they find a lineup again in that power eye, and the give to Metcalf coming around the left side. He's to the 34, and there's a flag. He brought it to the 34-yard line on the sweep of the left side, and the flag went down, and Bill Sanfield is the man who brought him down. And looks like a face mask tackle, and a penalty will be assessed against the Miami Dolphins, and that will be a break for the College All-Stars, who picked up 4 yards on the run, and now the walk will come, and the crowd will love it, of course. They're always for the underdog All-Stars, and they went into this ball game with a 15-point deficit. And the ball is marked on the 39-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 to go now for the College All-Stars, who have Bert Jones from LSU, whose father, Dub Jones, was a great football player.
Greg Pruitt has gone into the backfield now, replacing Terry Metcalf, and
got a flanker out. They have the power eye. Waiting for it is Jones. Pruitt and Foreman, the running backs, in the power eye. Holden is in there, the other back. And here's the counter play, and the give to Holden, running off left guard. Brings it to the 43-yard line. He got about 4 yards on that play. Making the tackle was Bob Hines, number 72, the big right tackle of the world champion Miami Dolphins. We've got 8 minutes and 4 seconds of playing time remaining in the first quarter. Miami leading by a score of 7-0. Well, we hope you'll join us all season. NFL football on Monday nights, the playoff games, the Notre Dame football games, all coming your way over many of these stations. Pruitt and Foreman, the running backs now. They're in the I formation with two flankers, and Pruitt goes in motion to the right. And Jones on a give to his running back Foreman straight up the middle. He's to the 45-yard line and brings it on up to the 47. And Bob Heinz again, the man who tripped him up. And they're going to mark it on the 46-yard line. On the 46. Now here's a change again in that backfield. Checking out of there is Holden. So mark the ball on the 46-yard line. The series originated on the 39. Third down, about 3 yards to go. Joe Wiley is in there. Holden went out at the flanker spot. So Wiley is in at a flanker, and they have two flankers split out. In motion goes Pruitt, wide to the right again. Waiting for it is Jones, and Jones rolling to the right, looking for a receiver, fires, and it is no good. Incomplete. Broken up by Dick Anderson, who batted away and intended down in the secondary of the Miami Dolphins for Joe Wiley. An incomplete, and that brings up the fourth down. And Ralph Ray Guy is in there to do the kicking. Two men dropping back now for the Miami Dolphins. And the deep man for Miami is Charlie Lee. He's dropping all the way back to the 10-yard line. And Guy will do the kicking. He's standing back on the 31. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Miami leading 7-0, and a good high kick. Lee back to the 10 and lets it go, and it rolls around, and the Stars are going to stop it down around the 1-yard line or two. Beautiful kick of 52 yards by Ray Guy. And that ball was finally killed by the Stars, and that was Alan Graff who downed the ball, and now they're going to mark it on the one. That's a 53-yard kick.
Well, Van, we saw the Stars try to run on the inside, as I pointed out before our game got underway. The head coach of the All-Stars was going to try to run that football. He knew his running game was important to get his passing going. John McKay said to us earlier, I've got to get the running game going. He tried to do it. He put Pruitt on the inside, couldn't get the yardage, but that punch certainly has Miami in a position.
Two flankers, the pro set, Zonka and kick, and here's the give to Zonka. Zonka's up to the 3-yard line and swarmed on right there. Moore and Grant and the right tackle Glover and Matuzak all in there. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
This is Joe Cummings. I report police news and major fires from where they happen on the streets of Chicago. Hear about it first on WBBM Chicago News Radio 78.
Van Patrick along with Al Wester and our entire Mutual crew from Soldier Field, Chicago. Zonkin, 6 carries, 23 yards. That ball on the 3-yard line, it's 2nd down and 8. Now they have a tight formation. Waiting for it is quarterback Bob Greasy. And he gives it to Zonka again. He's off right tackle. He brings it all the way up to the 7, possibly to the 8-yard line. And Zonka is hauled down by John Grant of Southern California and Wally Chambers. They bring him down. We'll wait for the officials to mark it. They're going to put it on the 8-yard line, which means now 3rd down and 3 yards to go for the Miami Dolphins. And they're getting two big defensive linemen in here, Al, to try and stop this 3rd down situation. Derlin Moore is back in there. And Ernie Price is in. Price, the number 1 draft choice of the Detroit Lions. Merlo going out. So mark that ball now on the 8-yard line. Make it 3rd down and about 3 to go. The tight formation again. As a matter of fact, it's a double wing with 1 setback, and that's Zonka. And here's a pitch to Zonka following the blockers. The flag is down. He's at the 10, the 15. He's at the 20. He's at the 22-yard line. And he is brought down, but there is a flag on the play. Burgess Owens, the defensive left cornerback, is the man who made the tackle. And he brought it all the way out to the 22-yard line for a 1st down, but a flag went down.
12 men on the field, I believe, Van, on that last one. As you pointed out, Merlo was the only man who went to the sidelines when John Chambers, John Grant, and Ernie Price came in.
That's right, and that's what it is, illegal procedure. 12 men on the field charged against the college All-Stars, and John McKay said if he loses, mistakes will beat him. 13-yard run on the part of Zonka. It's on the 21-yard line. 1st down and 10 to go. Now they split 2 receivers on the left side. They bunch 5 men up front defensively for the Stars. Zonka and kick the running backs for Miami. The Dolphins lead 7-0. Here's Kick following his blockers on the sweep around the left side. He cuts back in at the 27-yard line. A 6-yard gain on the play, and Jim Merlo of Stanford had a draft choice of the New Orleans Saints, the man who made the tackle.
Jimmy Youngblood blitzing on the play, but he could not catch up with it. He came across from the middle. It's unusual. You see that middle linebacker come shooting through the gap there, but he was coming. He just could not catch the sweep as it went to the left. And I think that possibly the All-Stars getting their baptism against the pros tonight are beginning to realize what precision, what speed this great Miami team has to offer.
Hubert Ginn has replaced Jim Kick in the backfield. And here's Greasy going back to throw. Great protection. He fires deep, incomplete, intended for Twilly up around the 50-yard line. Incomplete. Miami in 13 plays, 64 yards. And Zonka in 8 carries, 42 yards. Kick in 5 carries, 22 yards.
Something happened then you won't see very often, and that was Bob Greasy letting Larry Zonka circle and drop into the middle. Youngblood had backed up deep. He was going back into the deep zone there. There was Zonka all by himself. Greasy did not spot him. He went for the long man on the near sideline. Now, a little later in the season, as Bob begins to get that peripheral vision going of his, you'll never let that middle man in the middle get away. He'll be throwing to Zonka.
3rd and 4, and the Dolphins are 4 out of 4 on these third down situations. Twilly is split to the right. Ginn and Zonka, the running backs. Greasy going back to throw again. Gets great protection. Look at the time, and now he's being rushed. He's in trouble. He's running out wide to the left. They finally chase him out of bounds, and the crowd loves it. At Soldier Field in Chicago, and Rotella and Price and Matuzak are the men who chased him out on the far side. Greasy had great protection, but they had the downfield coverage. Great shape that time. That defensive backfield of Owens and Thomas and Cahill and Holmes were doing an outstanding job on the deep receivers. And so Greasy went out of bounds on the 17, and that brings in the punter, Seipel. They lost 10 yards on the play. It's 3rd down and about 14 to go. And so Larry Seipel from Kentucky is in. Steve Holden is going back in the deep spot for the All-Stars. Seipel is standing around the 2-yard line. 6. And here's the booth. Good high kick. Coming down, a fair catch is called on the 42-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. Wallace made the catch, a fair catch, and they'll mark it on the 42-yard line. That'll be 1st down and 10 to go, a 39-yard kick.
The interesting, Van, to see now what the All-Stars do. They tried to work this one on the ground before. Well, apparently there's going to be a timeout, so there's a timeout here with the score. Miami 7, the All-Stars nothing. Now this word.
9:06 in Chicago as we rejoin the college All-Star game.
All right, Bert Jones puts that ball back into action for the All-Stars. The young man, an All-American by consensus from LSU. He set 20 LSU records last year, Van. Here they go.
Dub Jones' father played in the 1946 All-Star game. Here's the give now to the running back, Metcalf, straight ahead. And Metcalf gets to about the 44, pickup of 2 yards on the play, and Vern Den Herder, the defensive left end from Central of Iowa, 6'6", 252 pounds, ran into him right on the 44. We've got 4 minutes and 3 seconds of playing time remaining in the first quarter. The score is Dolphins 7 and the college All-Stars nothing. Curtis has checked in now at that split end. That's Isaac Curtis from South. He has been drafted by San Diego. Now here's a puts out to Pruitt. Pruitt swinging wide around the left side. Gets to the 50-yard line and is hauled down on the 50 by Buoniconti, the middle linebacker.
Oh, and what a beautiful job of giving the hip to a very fine linebacker, Doug Swift. Swift went after him. He gave him the hip, took it away, and was gone for another good 5 yards. That's what you call a beautiful football player. Terry Metcalf, fine ball player.
Ball on the 50-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 2 yards to go. Smith is back in now. They're in the power I formation. Jones, the quarterback, with 3rd and 2 from the midfield stripe. Now they switch the power I over on the left side. The pitch back is to the running back, Metcalf, cutting it over left tackle, and Metcalf is hauled down on the 47-yard line, and he has got a 1st down. That's the Stars' 2nd 1st down.
I got a feeling John McKenna, as we see here in this series, is going to the outside. He went to the inside. He tried Metcalf. He tried Pruitt in on those tackles. You're not going to run over Manny Fernandez. He did not trick Bob Hines on the trap plays before. So now Coach McKay, a real brainy football coach, is working to the outside, Van, with a running game.
Curtis is split out wide to the left. They flank another man to the right, and Jones on the give now to his running back, Foreman, and Foreman off right tackle is hit at the 44. He lost a couple of yards. Vern Den Herder the defensive left end, and Doug Swift, the linebacker on the left side, brought him down. And they're going to mark the ball on the 45, so that will be a loss of 3. The ball is on the Stars, or rather on the Miami 45, and it is second down and 8 yards to go. On the Miami 45, and the Dolphins lead by a score of 7-0, and we've got 1 minute and 55 seconds to go in the first quarter. 2 flankers again in the I formation with Jones the quarterback, and Jones going back to throw. He sets up beautifully, looks and throws, it's caught at the 35-yard line by Young. He's down to the 30, he's down to the 28, and knocked out of bounds on the 26-yard line by Curtis Johnson. It's a first down for the College All-Stars.
Oh, the Buffalo Bills have a real tight end prospect here. He did a great job. He made the cut beautifully, ran the pattern, led a perfect band, cut right in the middle, right in front of Nick Bonaconti. Bonaconti found that he was beaten by a step, and Bonaconti was behind him, couldn't make the tackle because Young had the speed to beat him. Beautiful play, beautiful pass.
Philadelphia Eagles will be happy to see him, won't they? 19 yards gained on the play. 1 flanker to the left and a power eye, and here's Jones going back to throw again. He fires. It is caught right at the 13-yard line. Hauled in there by Isaac Curtis, the split end on the left side. And Jones is doing a magnificent job now of moving the All-Stars. He's the number 1 draft choice, the Baltimore Colts. 13 yards gained on the play, and you might recall, Al, that in 1946, his father, Dub Jones, played, and they upset the Los Angeles Rams in that game.
Well, this is getting to be a good football game now. 7-0, Miami leads. Here go the Stars.
Ball on the 13-yard line. Jones on a pitch back to Pruitt. Pruitt gets a good block and hurdles one man and fumbles the ball, and there's a wild scramble. I believe that's a tough break for the College All-Stars as Pruitt was hit, fumbled the ball, and gets a man, Buck Jersey. Manny Fernandez came up with that football, and he's a ball hawk, I want to tell you. So with the score, the Miami Dolphins 7, the College All-Stars nothing. There's a timeout on the field, and now this for Lazy Boy Chair.
And there it is, the end of the first quarter. That is the end of the first quarter here at Soldier Field with the score. The Miami Dolphins 7, the College All-Stars nothing.
You know a man's world is small and getting smaller every day, but there are certain things you still do. Still say what you think, you still pay for the drinks, and beach nuts the tobacco you chew. Weird ideas taking hold, kids won't do what they're told. Who knows what this whole world's coming to? But you keep your face to the wind, you don't quit on a friend, and beach nuts the tobacco you chew. Seems like a man's world just isn't the same anymore, but some things you can still trust, like beech nut chewing tobacco. Beech nut just keeps on getting better. Beech nut's a lot moister these days, with more taste, less stems. Today's beech nut, fresher, longer-lasting flavor. You ought to try it. Girls in bars, girls in pants, the man just don't stand a chance, but there's still ways to show 'em who's who. Treat your dogs with respect, you keep your traps oiled and checked, and beech nuts the tobacco you chew.
And the College All-Stars have possession for the 3rd time tonight. They trailed 7-0. They have the ball at their own 38-yard line, 37-yard line, let's make that. They've had good position on the field all night long. A great run back to the first kickoff, and then, of course, the second kickoff after Miami had scored, and then 2 punts that have fallen short. Here we go.
3rd and 9. Waiting for it now is quarterback Reese. He's rolling out the right, looking for a receiver, sets up, he's in trouble, runs out of it, looks downfield, in trouble again. He's going to be brought down. Back on the 33-yard line. And Jeff Winans of Southern California, drafted by Ralph Wilson's Buffalo Bills, is the man who brought him down back on the 33-yard line. And Bruce Bannon of Penn State, one of Joe Paterno's boys, drafted by the New York Jets. Just getting underway in the second quarter. Miami leading 7-0. It's 4th down. 4th down. And back in kick formation now goes Larry Seipel. And 2 men dropping back for the Stars. Holden is the deep man. Waiting for it is Seipel. Gets the snap perfectly and gets the kick away. Wallace is back there with him. And it is taken on the 31-yard line and brought back to about the 23, did I say 31, to the 23-yard line, and that's it. 45 yards on that kick as Wallace brought it back. Wallace hammered down on about this, call it the 24-yard line, and make it first down and 10 to go now for the College All-Stars from their own 24. Just getting underway in the second quarter. Miami leading by a score of 7-0. In case you joined us late, Zaga on a carry for the touchdown. Reese has been sacked twice in this ball game. Here's the I formation. In motion now to the left goes Holden, and here's Jones on a give now to the running back, Armstrong, going straight ahead. He's the Purdue boy and a fine runner, and a flag is down. He moved it up to the 29-yard line, and the flag went down. So let's see what the penalty's all about. They're talking to Jones, the quarterback from LSU. Flashes of lightning around Soldier Field. We had rain earlier, but it's a good night for football. Looks like the penalty's going to be against the College All-Stars and 15 yards. Al moved it all the way back to the 19-yard line. Check it, 5 yards. He marked it 5
yards from the point, from the line of scrimmage, moving it back to give them a 15-yard setup now. First and 15 coming up. The ball back at the 19-yard line. A note here about Otis Armstrong. We saw him play, of course, against Notre Dame with the Purdue team. Great ball player, property of the Buffalo Bills. You know, this feller has every Purdue and most of the Big Ten records in rushing.
Yes, I do know that. Barry Smith and Wiley are flanked out to the right. Back goes Jones. He looks and dumps one out in the left flat, incomplete, over the head of Otis Armstrong, who tried to set up a little screen off in the left flat. Nice to have you with us tonight, wherever you are. We hope you're enjoying the ball game from Chicago. It's 7-0 with Miami leading the College All-Stars, and I hope you'll be with us throughout the season as we cover the exploits of the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, NFL football on Monday nights, the playoff games, National League baseball, the PGA golf tournaments. Wide to the right side now, those two receivers again. And that's Smith and Wiley. Holden is also split out, and here's the draw play. And right straight up the middle with it goes Armstrong, and he's to the 30, all the way up to the 33-yard line. On the draw, brought it all the way up to the 33, and Matheson and Dick Anderson are the men who brought him down. Incidentally, Scott signed his contract with Miami today, but Don Shula told us before the ball game he would not see any action. 3rd down and 2, so that 5-yard penalty hurt him, Al.
Nick Bonaconti got suckered on the play, Van.
That doesn't happen very often.
Not very often.
2 receivers on the left side, the I formation, the tight end in tight on the right side. It's a 3rd down situation, and here is the give now to Armstrong, and he tripped and fell on about the 31-yard line, and Manny Fernandez was putting the pressure on him, and he might have got a hand on him along with Matheson. They're going to mark it on the 32-yard line, which will bring up the 4th down. And dropping back now for the Miami Dolphins is Charlie Lee to run it back. And the kicker, Ray Guy, who booted one 53 yards a moment ago, is in there to do the kicking. 13 minutes to go in the second quarter. Miami leading 7-0. And Guy is standing back around the neighborhood of the 17-yard line. Anderson is the short man in this punt-receive situation. Low pass from center. Flag down. Good kick. Lee is waiting on the 21-yard line and takes it, and he is brought down. And did he hold on to that football? Way back on the 16-yard line, and Smith really hit him.
I tell you one thing, he almost took his head off, Van. He got him around the shoulder pads there and almost jerked him loose from the ball. I don't know how he held on to the football.
Neither do I. That was a 47-yard kick. I mentioned the flag is down up on the 30-yard line, so let's wait and see what they do about it. They may whistle it back.
I have a feeling it's coming back, Van.
Tonight's game is being broadcast coast to coast all over America and shortwaved around the world by way of satellite to some 400 stations around the world with satellite and shortwave. Here in Chicago, it's a pleasure, Al, to have our game carried tonight on one of America's great stations, WBBM.
WBBM, truly one of the great sports stations here in the great Midwest.
The ball is back on the 26-yard line. And so the penalty is against the College All-Stars. And that moves it back to the 26-yard line, so they'll have to do it over again. Lee is back there again. Anderson, the short man, and Guy's in to do the kicking again. It's 4th down and 7 yards to go for the All-Stars. The illegal procedure against the College All-Stars. They trail 7-0. Good pass from center. Gets his kick away, and he booms it high. Lee is calling for the fair catch this time. Fumbles the ball. Back on the 21-yard line, and there's a scramble for it. And let's see who touched it before it went out of bounds. It's Miami's ball. And the crowd didn't like it. They thought an all-star, Young, had a hand on that ball before it went out of bounds.
Well, I thought the same thing, Dan, so I was indicating a college all-star recovery of that fumble ball. It got off of Lee's fingers there, and how he caught the other one, I don't know, and how he didn't grab this one, I don't know. There's a timeout now with the score. The Miami Dolphins 7, the college all-stars nothing. Now this word.
Ace Hardware is your Moore store in the Chicagoland area. Why? Because there are more Ace stores available to you, and all right in your own neighborhood. And each Ace store carries plenty of nationally advertised brands. Products like the Skill 7 1/4 inch circular saw. Now here's a rugged item with a 1 3/4 horsepower motor. It has extra heavy gauge steel in the cutting foot and a safety switch to help prevent accidental starts. And at Ace, this model 574 Skill circular saw is yours for only $29.99. Now the complete line of Skill tools is ready for you at your Ace store. In fact, there are a lot of things going on for you at your Ace hardware store. So we suggest that you get going to Ace, where there's something going for you. That's Ace Hardware, the Moore store in Chicagoland. It's 9:23 in Chicago as we rejoin Mutual for tonight's College All-Star Game.
I think it's interesting to note that some of our jersey statistics on the first quarter. Miami had 6 first downs, the Stars had 4. Miami had 65 yards rushing, the Stars had 16. 40 yards passing for the Dolphins, 38 for the Stars. A total of 105 yards offensively for Miami, and 1 touchdown, 54 yards for the All-Stars total, and no score. 2 completions, 3 attempts for Miami, 3 completions, 4 attempts for the Stars. Here we go.
Warfield is out wide to the left. They haven't thrown to him tonight. He's one of the great receivers in the National Football League. The pro set with the 2 setbacks, and here's the draw play and the cross buck there to Zonka. He's at the 25. Larry Zonka is brought down by Bruce Bannon of Penn State. He hit him right on the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 3 yards on the play. Score is 7-0 with the Miami Dolphins leading. And Gail Clark of Michigan State, drafted by Art Rooney's Pittsburgh Steelers. Second down, coming up and 6 yards to go. Warfield to the left side. Greasy with Kick and Zonka, the running back. Greasy waiting. He's got a second down and 6 situation, and Greasy takes it, goes back to throw. He looks, throws a swing pass out on the right side. It's completed a kick, and kicks at the 30. Kick fights away from one man, brings it onto the 33-yard line, and is brought down. On the 33-yard line, he should have a first down. The tackle was made by Charlie Hinton of Southern California, drafted by the Denver Broncos. And that ball is marked on the 33, and it's a first down now for the Miami Dolphins. Gee, it was great to see one of our old friends for the ball game tonight, one of the great baseball announcers of all time, Bob Elson. I know fans all across America remember him, Al.
Well, I enjoyed very much talking with Bob Prince last night.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh, right. And Jack Brickhouse is right down below us here. Wonder where he got a ticket. Wide to left side now. Kick and Zonka. They got 2 wide receivers, and here's one right over the middle of Warfield, and he completes it on the 47-yard line, and Burgess Owens made the tackle. One of those slant end passes, one of those beautiful patterns that Paul Warfield can run. We mentioned a moment ago they had not thrown to him. They have, and the first one is complete to the 49. And that will be another first down. That one gained 15 yards from Greasy to Warfield. 10 minutes and 45 seconds of playing time remaining. We are in the first half of the ball game, the second quarter. Greasy is 4 out of 5 for 64 yards. 2 wide receivers again. Waiting for it now is Greasy. He's got Kick and Zonka behind him, and he gives it off now to his running back. He's got Ginn back in there, and Ginn is hit at the 50-yard line by Burgess Owens. Brought down right on the 50 after a 1-yard gain. When they said this was the best college all-star team they had assembled in years, I got to believe it, and you got to give a lot of credit to John McKay and his Southern California staff in the short time they've had, and a very unusual training camp, and the fact they scrimmaged only 1 time. And Don Shula was telling us, he said, I absolutely don't know anything about this all-star team.
Well, he didn't get a chance to see them work against anybody, Van. He really is playing in the dark.
Warfield to the left side. Waiting for it now is Greasy. Briscoe is split out wide to the right, and here's Greasy going back to throw. He looks through, and it's intercepted from the 40-yard line. It's picked off by the college all-stars. Bernetti brings it back to the 45. He's down to the 40. He's down to the 35. Pushes way down to the 30. He's still on his feet. He's brought down. Scorpan of Penn State, and he brought that crowd to their feet. He brought it all the way back down to the 30-yard line before he was finally hauled down.
John Scorpan.
Right on the 29, they have a flanker on the right side, a flanker in the slot. He goes in motion to the left. That is Holden. And here's Jones on a pitch back to Metcalf, and Metcalf is trying to sweep. He is dropped on the 28-yard line by Dick Anderson. He got just about a yard on the play, that's all. 9 minutes and 15 seconds of playing time remaining in the first half. Miami leading by a score of 7-0. That ball is just over the 29-yard line. Stan Patrick, along with Al Wester and our mutual crew, as Mutual Sports sends the College All-Star Year game live and direct from Soldier Field in Chicago around the world. Ball on the 29-yard line, or just over the 29. Let's call it second down and 9. Armstrong and Bill Olds are the running backs now for the All-Stars, with Jones the quarterback. In motion goes Holden to the left. And Jones on a pitch back now to Armstrong. Armstrong turns the corner. He's at the 25. He's at the 24. It is knocked out of bounds on the 24-yard line by Doug Swift, the linebacker.
Swift had to get over there to get him because this fella has such a burst of speed, Otis Armstrong. He went right by that defensive end, and the defensive end there on that side is Bill Stanfill, a tremendously fine one, scooted right by him. Armstrong has carried 3 times now, man, for 18 yards.
It will be a second down and 5 yards to go. Second and 5 with the ball on the 24-yard line. A third down. Check that, third down. Wide to the right side now. Stars are 1 out of 3 on these third down situations. One flanker set to the right. And in motion now goes Wiley. And here's Jones back to throw. He's in trouble. He's looking. He's looking. He's still looking. And he's going to be brought down way back on the 42-yard line by Manny Fernandez. He could not get rid of that football. He just had to eat it.
Seymour was back there trying desperately to block for him. Paul Seymour, great tackle there. And Jones, for some reason there, just froze, didn't get rid of the football. There's a flag back at the 24 van. Be interesting to see what the call on that is. They're talking to the All-Stars now, and they're talking to Miami, and the penalty would be against the All-Stars, going to be declined, I believe. A loss of 16 yards on the play moves it back to outside of the 40-yard line. Let's call it the 40. The tip of the ball will be touching that down there.
Let's get a look at the kicker now, Al. Ray Guy is coming in. It is 4th down and 20 yards to go, and the ball is on the 40-yard line, just outside the 40, and Guy is in. The Stars were on the move again. They've been on the move a couple of times in this first half.
You think they'll try for 3 here, Van, with Guy? You know, he's kicked 161 yards.
I don't think so. They're going to punt it. It's early in this ball game yet, and they want to keep the Miami Dolphins backed up. We're getting some thunder. We might get some rain here. Guy in to do the punt. Stopping back there for the Miami Dolphins, number 23 is Charlie Lee. High spiral Lee calling for the fair catch, and he makes sure this time on the 12-yard line. And that was a kick of only 28 yards. You know, you would wonder if he's kicked the football that far, why he might not try the 3-pointer there.
Well, not only that, Van, but let me say this. He had 57 punts, believe it or not, over 50 yards last year. With the score now, the Miami Dolphins 7, the College All-Stars nothing. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for the United States Brewers Association.
If you never saw the green grass anymore, 'cause it's covered up by litter from the folks there before you, what would you do? What would you do? If you never saw the sky, or the soot that's in your eye, or the garbage pile so high, what would you do? You've got the big chance You clean up the you clean up America, 'cause if everybody wants it here. You clean up America, it won't be America anymore. Oh no.
This message for the people of the United States, from the people of the United States Brewers Association and Associated Industries.
All ready to go. Second time now. The Miami Dolphins have started inside their own 20. They're on the 13 now, first and 10. A double wing formation, and kick is in the slot off to the left. Zonka is the running back, and the pitch back to Zonka, running off right tackle, cuts in at the 15, gets to the 17, and is dropped by Wallace Chambers. Let's pause for station identification. This is Mutual, your news and sports network.
This is Alan Bickley. Hear continuous live coverage of the Watergate hearings as they happen. And join me for total information afternoons on WBBM Chicago News Radio 78.
Van Patrick, along with Al Wester, Zonka in 11 carries, has gained 52 yards. The ball is marked on the 17. It'll be second down and 6. Warfield is flanked wide to the left. Waiting for it now is Greasy. Briscoe is flanked out wide to the right. And here's Greasy back to throw, sets up, throws one out in the left flat. The kick is going to be brought down back on the 12-yard line by Burgess Owens, the cornerback, who stayed with him all the way and brought him down back on the 12. So that'll make it third down, 11 yards to go now for Miami. I want to tell you, this defense, Rand Moore, Glover Matuzak, Merlo, Youngblood, Owens, they're doing a tremendous job. And Chambers, Wallace Chambers of Eastern Kentucky, drafted by the Chicago Bears, and Abe Gibron's going to be happy about him. He's played quite a ball game.
You know, in talking with Schuler, I had asked him, and as a matter of fact, we're going to check with him at halftime on that about some of the youngsters and how tough it is to make this Miami club as a draftee.
Marlon Briscoe flanked wide to the right side. Warfield is split to the left. Waiting for it is Greasy. He's got a third down situation at about 12, and he's giving it off now on to Warfield, the end around. He's to the 15, to the 20, he's to the 23, and is brought down on the 23-yard line. Very close. Hinton made the tackle. He got very close up there to a first down on the end around. Phil Cahill, the safety man, along with Hinton, making the tackle. And it's going to be third down. Fourth down. Turn the box around. He does, finally. Ball on the 22-yard line. It's fourth down and about a yard to go. And back in kick formation is Larry Seipel of Kentucky. He's a 6-footer. Deep man dropping back now for the College All-Stars. And that's Holden, and Wallace is the short man. Here's the kick, gets up into that breeze. A fair catch is called for, and it's taken right on the 38-yard line by Holden, or Wallace. Was it Wallace? 40 yards on the kick. So make it now first down and 10 to go from the 38-yard line for the College All-Stars, who trail in this ball game by a score of 7-0, and we've got 6 minutes of playing time remaining. And with the score, Miami 7, the All-Stars nothing. There's a timeout. With the score, 7-0. Now this word.
Ace Hardware, your Moore store in the Chicagoland area, offers you more nationally advertised brands. Quality items, such as the Skill Model 501 1/4-inch drill. This rugged item has an adjustable trigger speed control that allows you to preset the speed anywhere from 0 to 2100 RPM, depending on the material that you're drilling. It's also double insulated for extra safety. And at Ace, for a limited time only, you can buy this Skill Model 501 drill for only $14.99. The $19.99 value, save $5 at Ace, the Moore store in Chicagoland.
All right, Van, here are the All-Stars now with excellent field position again. They have the ball at their own 38-yard line. They are playing a tremendous game against the world champion Miami Dolphins. They've trailed 7-0. Here the All-Stars start to break the huddle now. They will go back and talk to their quarterback, Bert Jones, again. You know, talking to some of the Miami coaches down on the field before game time, they were talking about Bert Jones, about his dad, and about the youngster, and about the fact they had scouted him, they had seen him in action. They consider him one of the polished, really and truly polished prospects for a professional quarterback. They say he is a cinch to be a good one.
Smith is flanked out wide to the right side. Running back to Foreman and Metcalf. In motion goes Holden to the left, and Jones is back to throw. He fires, and it is caught at the 46-yard line by Barry Smith of the University of Florida, who was drafted by the Green Bay Packers. 6'1", 187-pounder, and Tim Foley is the man that knocked him out of bounds. He gained 16 yards, brought it all the way to the 46-yard line of the Miami Dolphins, 1st and 10. 5 minutes and 48 seconds of playing time remaining in the first half. Miami leading by a score of 7-0. At 6 first downs for the All-Stars, Miami with 8, so it's been a pretty even ball game. Two flankers on the right side, Smith to the right, and Jones back to throw. Pass left flat, Armstrong incomplete. Incomplete. Led him a little bit too much. Swift was the man over there cutting on the play, so bring it back to the 46. Make it 2nd down and 10 to go. A lot of excitement coming up with Mutual Sports. All fall with the Notre Dame games, NFL football on Monday nights, the playoff games, the National Baseball League playoff, the Sugar Bowl game, ball resting on the 46. It is 2nd down and 10 to go. And Smith is flanked out wide to the right, and it is starting to rain now at Soldier Field in Chicago, and the umbrellas go up. The I formation with two flankers to the right side. Foreman and Armstrong, the running back. And here's Wiley, flanked wide to the left, and it is caught by Young, the tight end, on about the 43-yard line. And making the tackle over there was Curtis Johnson, the right cornerback of the Miami Dolphins. And let's see where they're going to place that ball down. They're going to put it down on the 45, so he's got just about a yard on the play. So make it 3rd down and 9 yards to go. So here's the big 3rd down play. Holden is coming back in, and Wiley goes out. That's a change now at the split end. Smith is flanked out wide to the right side. Holden in the slot on the right side. The I formation. Armstrong, the top of the I. Jones takes it back to throw. Sets up, looks, cocks his arm, fires, and this one is caught right down the sideline to the 30-yard line by Armstrong. Armstrong is down to the 27 and brought down by Swift on the 27-yard line. He circled all the way around and came up with a play. And I want to tell you, he was hanging on to him, Al. He made a fine reception on that ball.
And what a great pass by Burt Jones. What magnificent timing. Now, you can't cover a man any better than Doug Swift had him. He was all over him, and the completion was good for 18 yards. Oh, as this Jones moved that All-Star team back. When I said he looked like a polished prospect, believe me, he looks like a pro right now.
All right, split out wide to the right now is Smith again. In the slot I formation, Holden goes in motion to the left, and here's Jones on a give now to Oles, the fullback, and he is hit at the 25 and gets inside the 25-yard line, and Bob Matheson, the right backer, brought him down. We'll wait for the officials to mark the ball. It'll be around the neighborhood. It is on the 22-yard line. So mark it on the 22. 4 minutes and 35 seconds of playing time remaining. It's still raining, but not very hard here at Soldier Field. 2nd down, 6 yards to go. Smith is put out wide to the right side. A slot back is Holden in the I formation, and Jones is waiting for the ball. Holden goes in motion to the left, and here's a flag down, and Jones on the keeper play, and I'm sure that was a broken play. He tried to hand the ball to Foreman, ran into Foreman, and Jones did the right thing. He held onto the football. A flag went down, and he ran with it on down to about the 17-yard line. No question it was a broken play, and with the flag down, evidently the penalty would have been against the Miami Dolphins. They're bringing the chain out.
We're going to measure it out there, Van, and it may tip the end of that football. It does by a ball length. 1st down, All-Stars. And they are inside. Let's see, that ball is tipping the 17-yard line. So the All-Stars now are down deep. And with time running here, at the moment stopped with 4:05. Nope, they've got that clock going again. 4:00. In a moment, it'll be 4 minutes flat. With time running out, of the All-Stars can get into the end zone here and go in at halftime with a tie ball game. What a tremendous boost that will be for this team.
Smith flanked out wide to the right. The pitch back to Armstrong. Armstrong is inside the 15, running hard. He's all the way down to the 11 or 12. We'll have to wait till he unpile him. He got 5 or 6 on the play. Otis Armstrong from Purdue, drafted by Denver. Nick Bonacani and Bill Stanfill brought him down for the Miami Dolphins. 3 minutes and a half to play in the first half. Miami leading 7-0. A gain of 6. It'll be second down and 4 yards to go. 4 carries for Armstrong. He's gained 24 yards. All right, here's the power I formation with Smith flanked out to the left. And Jones on a give to Armstrong right through the middle. He's inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. And Bob Heinz, the right tackle, brought him down. He moved it down to the 8-yard line, very close to a first down for the College All-Stars. A gain of about 3 on that one will be third down at about a yard to go. Now here's Olds replacing Foreman. I'm sure John McKay is calling those plays from the sideline. We've got third down coming up and just about a yard to go. Third and a yard to go for the College All-Stars. And here's a big play right now for McKay and his All-Stars. Look to this crowd. This is flanked out wide to the right side. Jones calling the signal to crowd. Goes to its feet. In motion goes Holden to the left. Jones waits, gives it to Armstrong. He's got a first down. He's down to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stopped on the 1-yard line. First down and goal to go. Bob Matheson was the last man to hit him, and if Bob hadn't got a shoulder anymore, Otis Armstrong would be in the end zone. Oh, brother, are the Buffalo Bills happy tonight, I'm sure, watching Otis Armstrong, because they have the Purdue product reporting tomorrow. All right, Larry Ball has come in defensively at a linebacker spot. And Babb is coming out the safety man. They got 4 linebackers in there right now. And there's a timeout. So with the score, Miami 7 and the All-Stars nothing. There's a timeout on the field now. This for contact and sign-off. Give your code to contact.
And that's not all. Give contact fever allergy, too. You heard right. Contact. Number 1 for cold, sure. But here's this. Contact's Tiny Time pills contain the hay fever allergy ingredient doctors prescribe most. Up to 12 hours worth. You take Contact tonight. Get relief from sneezing, congestion, and wake up tomorrow with Contact still working. Now, give your allergy to Contact.
Headaches are one thing. A sinus headache is something else. Behind the eyes, under the cheekbones, so your whole face hurts. Well, now there's Sign-Off, the sinus medicine that works deep inside sinus cavities. Helps clear and drain congestion in minutes. Sign-Off tablets give you a full dose of pure aspirin plus a sinus drainer. A sinus drainer helps your pain while you drain. Remember, Sign-Off, S-I-N-E-O-F-F, the sinus medicine in the bright red box.
Well, I've got to make a correction here because I just made one of the first trades of the 1973 season. I just sent Armstrong to the Buffalo Bills. He belongs to Denver, and I want to tell him in Buffalo he's not coming.
How could you forget Denver?
It is a nice city. Mile high, beautiful climate, fabulous place.
The ball is on the 1-yard line. It is first down and goal to go. And Armstrong and Foreman in the I formation as Jones calls the signal. He sends Holden in motion to the right. And here's Armstrong. He dives, but I don't believe he got over. He got right down to that goal line, and they shoved him back. Then Herder, Heinz, Stanfill, Bonacani, they're all right in there. And they shoved him right back. It's down on about the 6-inch line. With 1 minute and 45 seconds to go. In the first half of the ball game, it's 7-0. That's the 11th play in this drive coming up.
See Big Nick Bonacani there, the middle linebacker, saying he flies through the air with the greatest of ease. And he flies right back. And he did. He threw him right back. Bonacani sacked that little beautifully.
All right, Cunningham is in there at fullback for the first time. The great running back from Southern California. He moved, and the flags are all over the place. And here's Jones on the keeper on the sweep out the left side. But Cunningham gave the play away and moved. It'll be illegal procedure against the Stars.
Well, Sam has not had a chance to do a great deal of practicing. Timing is important, but oh my, what a costly proposition that can be now. Illegal procedure, 5 yards. Sam Cunningham, boy, what a Rose Bowl game he played, man. 4 touchdowns against Ohio State. A great blocker. And here was Jones going to give him the chance to bang it in. 5 yards, step back, outside the 5. The All-Stars have it at the ball is tipping the 5-yard line. From the 5-yard line, they'll put it in play.
And don't forget that Jones kept the ball and swept around the left side and scored. But the flags were down because of illegal procedure as Cunningham moved. Armstrong and Foreman are the running backs now. It's 2nd down and 5 yards to go. So hold on if you're driving your automobile across America. Slow down. 2nd and 5. 2 receivers on the right side and waiting for it now. Here's Jones. He pitches to Armstrong. Armstrong is hit at the 5 and knocked down. He couldn't go. The Dolphins, led by Stanfield defensively, hemmed him in. Outside the 5-yard line, actually, and they're going to place that ball on the 6. He lost the yard. And it'll be 3rd down now and 6 yards to go. So what will young Mr. Jones call right now? The youngster from LSU, coached by Charlie McClendon, he's been doing an outstanding job. And he's got 3rd down and goal to go with 6 yards to go. Metcalf is in there. And Metcalf and Foreman now are the running backs for the All-Stars, who trail by a score of 7-0. Split out wide the left side is Smith. Will Jones put it in the air on this 3rd down? We'll see. He has the power I formation. He sends Holden in motion to the right. Jones is back to throw. He's rolling out to the right. He looks. He's going to run. He cuts into the 5. He's out of bounds on about the 4-yard line. His receivers were covered, and Doug Swift finally ran him out of bounds inside the 5. So let's see if they get Guy in there or if John McKay elects to go for the distance, but he's getting Guy in, so they're going to try to put some points on that board. And remember this, we've got exactly 17 seconds of playing time remaining in the first half. That's all. Miami leading by a score of 7-0. And the Stars are going to try to get 3 on the board right now. The ball is marked on the 3-yard line. And so Guy is in, and the attempt will be made from about the 10-yard line. And Ferguson, the quarterback from Arkansas, will hold. It's an angle, the hash mark to the right. The ball is spotted. The kick is up, and the kick is good. The kick is good, and so the Miami Dolphins still lead it, but by a score of 7-3, and the Stars are on the board. And here's Al Weston.
All right, Ben, big field goal put up there, puts the Stars on the scoreboard. A 7-3 lead. The Miami Dolphins will be receiving, and with 16 seconds, and that's what our clock shows now, 16 seconds. The Dolphins out in front, 7-3, and I've just got to absolutely take this moment to congratulate the staff of Southern California, the Trojan staff that has handled the All-Star team. What a tremendous first half they have played. Boy, they are definitely in this football game. McKay pointed out to us, he said, the further along we go in this ball game, keeping it close, the better our chances are going to be. Well, the rain is coming down now steadily now. Good, solid rain coming down here at Soldier Field. The All-Stars line up. There's the whistle, and here comes the star kickoff to the Dolphins. Van?
Here's the kick. Again, and Lee are deep. It's taken by Lee at about the 5. He's the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25. Brings it up to the 28-yard line and is hauled down on the 28-yard line. And the tackle was made by Bannon. The clock was stopped with about 9 seconds of playing time remaining here in the first half of the ball game, with the Dolphins leading by a score of 7-3. I hope you'll stay with us at halftime. We have some very interesting guests for you. Mr. Joe Robbie, the head man of the Miami Dolphins, will be here. So stay with us at halftime. 7-3 the score. Now Paul Warfield to the left side. Briscoe is flanked out to the right side. About 9 seconds to go. Kick and Zonka, the running back, gave us the kick. Kick following his blockers on the sweep around the right side. Cuts in at the 30. A flag goes down with about 5 seconds to go. Right at the 30-yard line, his kick was chased out of bounds by Thomas and Merlo. There was a flag on the play, so they have whistled it back. This has been quite a first half out here, and the rain is falling very hard now at Soldier Field in Chicago, and some of the sellout crowd now is scampering for the exits to get into shelter, since we have only about 4 or 5 seconds to go in the first half. Don't go too far away at halftime, because we want you back here. We're going to have a lot of excitement in the last half of this ball game, so we hope you're enjoying it, and the rain is really hitting it. And the lightning flashing over Lake Michigan. Here's the penalty. They're walking it all the way back to the 14-yard line. And it's a blocking penalty against the Miami Dolphins, a 15-yard penalty, moves it all the way back half the distance to the goal, to the 14-yard line. 7-3, the Dolphins leading. Warfield flanks to the left. Deployed to the right side now is Merlin Briscoe. Greasy is the quarterback. About 4 seconds to go. Greasy on the give now to his running back. Kick is up to the 20. Hit at the 20-yard line, and time should run out. There's the gun. That's the end of the first half. With the score, Miami 7, the College All-Stars, nothing. Rain really came down here in the middle of that half. It's easing up a little now, but it chased the spectators, although they're trying to get back now to their seats, although it's still raining, but not that hard. Down and 10 to go. Rahaney's over the ball. Adams and Hannah the guard. Seymour and Sizemore the tackles. The I formation in motion now goes Holden to the right. Waiting for it is Jones. Jones on the pitch back now to his running back, Armstrong, and Armstrong in over left tackle. Gets the ball up to about the 24-yard line, and Bill Stanfill in to make the tackle along with Larry Ball. Mark the ball on the 24-yard line. A gain of 4 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 6 yards to go. And the rain has, ironically, stopped all of a sudden.
Almost like cutting a off, Van, that you were taking. Now there's no water coming down. A moment ago, I thought half the team would be drowned out there.
Butler's in there at the tight end. Adams and Hannah the guards. Seymour and Sizemore the tackles. Now in motion. Off to the right goes Holden. I formation. Jones on the give now to his running back, Oles, and Oles up the middle. He's to the 30, the 35, and is brought down to the 6-yard line. And Larry Ball of Louisville is the man who made the tackle for the Miami Dolphins. And Pete Adams did a good job of blocking on that play. He's the left guard, number 71, from Southern California, and drafted by the Cleveland Browns. This offensive line of the All-Stars has been doing a good job. Paul Seymour of the University of Michigan. Bo Schembechler's fine ball player, drafted by Buffalo, number 77. Size, of course, is a big boy from Texas. Woods, another right tackle. He's the brother of Larry Woods of the Detroit Lions. And here's the cross buck now, giving off to Pruitt. Pruitt to the 39-yard line and brought down on the 39. They had picked up a first down. Stanfill is the man who made the tackle. And Pruitt on the first carry moves the ball to the 39-yard line, where it'll be a gain of 3 on the play. Second down and 7 yards to go. Coming in is Holden. And going out of the backfield is Pruitt. The All-Stars in 22 plays have gained 83 yards. That's rushing. Wide the left side now is Barry Smith of Florida. The power I formation with Jones going all the way at quarterback. Ferguson, Arkansas in only to hold the ball. Holden in motion wide to the right. Jones on a give now to Oles, and Bill Oles is going to be shoved all the way back to the 35-yard line. Number 33, Bill Owens from Nebraska, Bill Stanfill, and Vernon Herder. The two defensive ends of Miami converging to push him back. 12 minutes and a half of playing time remaining in the third quarter. The Dolphins lead by a score of 7-3. Mutual Sports sending it all your way from Soldier Field in Chicago, and we hope you're enjoying the ball game tonight. Big number 78, Jim Dunaway, is coming out of there.
He's coming out of the tackle van, and now Miami has gone in with the fourth linebacker. Powell has slid in there, so they'll drop that fourth linebacker in there, and they go into that 5-3 setup that they have with that extra linebacker in there, Van.
Well, they're taking a timeout, so there's a timeout with a score. Miami 7, the All-Star 3. Now this word.
Where is your Moore store in the Chicagoland area? Why? Well, because there are just more stores available to you, and all right in your own neighborhood. And each store carries plenty of nationally advertised brands. Products like the Quality Skill 1/4-inch drill. This rugged item has an adjustable trigger speed control, which allows you to preset the speed anywhere from 0 to 2100 RPM, depending on the material that you are drilling. The Model 5 Skill 1/4-inch drill is also double insulated for extra safety. And today it's available at a special limited time price of only $14.99. Now it's a $19.99 value, so you'll be saving $5. The complete line of skill tools is ready for you at your Ace store. In fact, there are a lot of things going on for you at Ace Hardware, so we suggest that you get going to Ace, where there's something going for you. That's Ace Hardware, the Moore store in the Chicagoland area.
Ready to go now. The Stars with a 3rd and 7 situation. A big play coming up for them from their own 39-yard line. The I formation. Jones back to throw. The rush is on. And they really red-dogged him on that play. He tried to hit Metcalf in the right flat, mainly to just try and get rid of the ball. But the blitz was on.
Well, with that 5-3 setup, man, they've got 4 linebackers there, and you find one of the outside linebackers always shooting the gap there. You're going to find him flooding in there every trip he has. You don't know which one's coming, though. That's the thing. When you got 4 guys setting back there, you don't know which one is going to come. Sometimes the 2 outside linebackers will come.
Lee's the deep man, Anderson the short man, and the kicker is Ray Guy of Southern Mississippi. Standing back 5 with a 4th and 7 situation. He gets his kick away. And Lee is chasing it around the 20, lets it roll to 15 and all the way down to the 10 and finally out of bounds on the 9-yard line. A good kick on the part of Guy, and that one was 51 yards. He kicked one earlier of 53 yards. And I want to tell you, they have the artificial turf here at Soldier Field in Chicago, but it's a little slippery out there right now. You can see the water splashing around. We really got a downpour here at halftime.
Ben, I want to say something here on the punch. Now, somebody's missing a key block up there. Moldy Moore's been in the line 3 times. He's been in, almost blocked an all-star punt 3 times. If this keeps up, this fellow's going to block one tonight.
20 is split out to the right side. The I formation. Greasy's the quarterback. Zonka right behind him, and the ball is given to Kick, and Kick is up the middle to the 15. He got 5 on the play. And Clark is the man who made the tackle. Let me say this, that Don has gone all the way with his first-line players. They say in these preseason games they want to look at the rookies. We haven't seen many of them tonight, have we?
Oh, we certainly have not, and for good reason. This is a whale of an all-star team. And again, my congratulations to the coaching staff from the University of Southern California. Believe me, they have really put together a good, solid all-star squad.
2nd and 5. Twilly and Warfield are the flankers on the right side. The I formation, and Greasy gives to Zonka. Zonka plows over left guard, gets to the 18-yard line. And Burgess Owens, a 200-pounder, a left cornerback drafted by the New York Jets, played with Miami, and Price made the tackle. Now, Price is a big boy. He is 256 pounds. He's from Texas A&I, and he was the #1 draft choice of Detroit. He was in on the tackle. The ball is marked on the 18-yard line, where it'll make it 3rd down and 2 yards to go for Miami. Warfield comes out of the huddle and lines up on the right side. It's a tight formation, no flankers. Greasy calling the signal, indicating a run play here with the 3rd 2, but we'll see. He's got Zonka and Kick right behind him, and he gives the ball to Kick, and Kick is to the 21 to 2, and he is dropped there. 1st down. Jim Kick gets the 1st down, and Hubert Ginn is coming in now. And that's 5 out of 8 on the 3rd down situation. 1st and 10 to go, and Kick is coming out, and going in is Hubert Ginn. Ball is marked on the 22-yard line. It's 1st down and 10 to go now for the Miami Dolphins, who lead by only 4 points, 7-3. They were a 15-point favorite, 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Now Greasy lines them up with Warfield split out to the left side. Twilly is in on the right side, and the give is to Hubert Ginn, trying to turn the corner, and Ginn is knocked down on the 22-yard line. If he gained anything, it was a foot or 2, and Matuzak, Price in there, sending him in and bringing him down, number 88, along with Greg Marks, number 75 from Notre Dame.
Fan linebacker Bruce Bannon there did a great job at turning that play in. He's a Penn State boy, just like John Scorpan. And Bannon there just turned that play and refused to be blocked out. The key on that was to block Bannon out. He's playing the strong side over there, but you've got to get him out of the play, and he clogged the whole work.
Willie on the right side. Warfield is split out to the left side. Waiting for it now is Greasy, the quarterback. He's gone all the way. He's going back to throw. Stays in the pocket, looks, throws, and Ginn has it at the 25. He is tackled, and they're going to rule it incomplete on the 24 that he trapped the ball. incomplete there at about the 24 where he said he trapped the ball, so it'll go back to the 22. This is Van Patrick along with Al Wester and our entire Mutual crew as Mutual Sports sends you from Soldier Field, Chicago, the College All-Star Game. And it's nice to have you with us. We hope you're enjoying the ball game. Here's Zonka coming out. We've got a new fullback in there now for the Miami Dolphins. It is a 3rd and 8 situation with the ball on the, or 9 situation actually. Ginn and Kick are the running backs. Twilley and Warfield are both on the right side. And waiting for it is Greasy, and he's going back to throw. He sets up, he fires over the middle, and it is it caught? It's caught on the 41-yard line, and a great reception out there by Warfield, and I want to tell you how he got in there to grab that one. Warfield made a great reception.
Clark is injured out there, Gale Clark, and I don't know whether he can get off of the field. He injured his back man, middle linebacker, fine ball player, Michigan State boy.
With the score, the Miami Dolphins 7, the All-Stars 3. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for the United States Brewers Association.
If you never saw the green grass anymore, 'cause it's covered up by litter from the folks there before you, what would you do? What would you do? If you never saw the sky, or the soot that's in your eye, or the garbage piled so high, what would you do? You've got to pitch in to clean up America. You've got to pitch in to clean up America. 'Cause if everybody wants pitch in to clean up America, it won't be America anymore.
This message for the people of the United States, from the people of the United States Brewers Association and associated industries.
Clark is walking off the field under his own power. So it will now be first down and 10 to go for the Miami Dolphins. They have the ball on the 40-yard line. Commissioner Pete Rozelle of the National Football League is here. Bob Cochran, who handles radio and television for the league, also just off to our right. W. Nicholas Kerbaway, the commissioner of the Michigan Hall of Fame, in the booth to our right. And waiting now is Greasy with a first down and the ball on the 40 and 60 on a give. Now to his running back. Kicked right through the middle to the 43-yard line and dropped on the 43, a gain of 3, and Derlin Moore and Bruce Bannon made the tackle there for the College All-Stars. Mutual Sports will send you Notre Dame football, the NFL Monday night games, the playoffs. We'll have Michigan and Ohio State, Michigan and Iowa, the Army-Navy game, the Michigan-Ohio State game, all coming your way. This fall on Mutual Sports. Ball on the 43, they mark it. It'll be second down and 7. Wide to the right side goes Twilley. Kick and Zonka are now the running backs. Warfield is deployed to the left. And Greasy calling the signals, and Greasy now rolling out to the right, looking back. And downfield now, he's in trouble, and he's going to be brought down back on the 35-yard line. And there was Price, who chased him all the way and brought him down.
What a fist fight that Price had going. Ernie Price there was really roughnecking his way through there. This big defensive end from Texas A&I really fought his way through there to get to the quarterback. 6'5", 256 pounds. He belongs to the Detroit Lions.
That's the third time that Greasy's been sacked in this ball game, Al. He doesn't get that during the regular season.
You're going to see this fella a lot this year, I've got a feeling. Ernie Price belongs to the Lions. I know Mr. William Clay Ford will be happy to see him.
Third and 15 with the ball on the 35-yard line. The series originated on the 40 of Miami. 7-3 Dolphins lead. They got 3 flankers set out, one on the right side, and here's Greasy back to throw again. He's rushed, and is he shot? Way back on the 21-yard line. He was hit by Bruce Bannon. Boy, he came out of nowhere, red dogging on the play, and belted Greasy. And I would imagine that Greasy will have a few things to say to that offensive line when he comes off.
Then they had to pick up Ernie Price. Price was putting the pressure on, starting to make the move himself, and they had to double on him, and Bannon was by himself. Oh, that's getting home free, and believe me, Bob Greasy will have something. 4 sacks. Greasy has lost 32 yards in the 4 sacks, and they'll have to kick.
Holden is back in the safety position, and here's the boot now by Seipel. Good high kick. All the way back to the 30-yard line, and Wallace takes it back there. Wallace breaks the tackle, gets 6 yards to the 36-yard line. That was a 47-yard kick by Seipel. So now it'll be first down and 10 to go for the Stars, and I want to tell you, they have given the Miami Dolphins a battle out here tonight. They're trailing by only 4 points. We've got 6 minutes and 45 seconds of playing time remaining. And there's a timeout with a score, Miami 7, the All-Stars 3. Now this is Stan Fedzak and Bob Presley of our Notre Dame crew here in our booth tonight. They're warming up for the season. Eric Parsegan should have a fine year out there. He's got a good ball club, Al.
Well, I like to have Stanley around. He's pretty good at arithmetic, and he counts the ball players on the field out there. A while ago, he tipped me off. There's 12 guys on the field. He said it ain't.
It'll be first down and 10 to go now on the 36-yard line. The All-Stars have the football in their own territory. And Barry Smith of Florida and Green Bay is flanked to the left. There's an I formation, and the quarterback is Burt Jones. Foreman and Metcalf for the running backs in the I, and Holden goes in motion to the right. And Jones is back to throw. Sets up, looks, fires, and it is incomplete, out of bounds. Barry Smith was the intended receiver. He was covered over there by Johnson and Bob Matheson, but the pass was incomplete. Thrown right into the Miami bench. Speaking of Don Shula, you know, Don last year was the reporter on our pregame shows on all of the NFL Monday night games, and Don will be right back again this year. C. Edward Little was a genius. He picked the National Football League coach to do the show, and he picked a coach who was 17-0.
You can't do much better than that.
Jones is 6 out of 11 for 73 yards. Jones now with the I formation. 1-2 flankers to the right. He's back to throw again. He looks, fires, and it is caught. Caught by Foreman in the right flat, and Foreman is dumped on the 37-yard line, so actually only got a yard. Lloyd Mumford of Texas Southern is the man who made the tackle. Clock shows 6 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Third quarter, 7-3, Miami leading. Now checking in for the Miami Dolphins, number 56 is Jesse Powell, a linebacker. And coming out of there is Dunaway, a tackle.
Talking about Chuck Pullman, Dan, might be interesting to note that the Minnesota Vikings get him, and they call him possibly the best rookie they will have ever had at Minnesota.
So checking Foreman and Armstrong, and here's Jones, fumble, and Jones makes a dive for it and comes up with the ball on the 30. He was trying to hand it off to Armstrong. There was a fumble on the exchange, and Jones, playing alert football, made a dive for the ball, and Matheson also in there, and he actually got into the play. So mark the ball back on the 30. We're fourth down. Fourth down and about, well, the series originated on the 36, so it'll be fourth down and 16 yards to go. Lee is going back. Anderson, the short man, and the kicker is Ray Guy. He was drafted by the Oakland Raiders. John Madden, Al Davis out there with another good ball club this year. Here's the snap, and he gets the kick away, and he booms it high. I'll want to tell you, he can kick. Lee takes it on the 19, goes down the sideline to the 25. Flag is down. He is dropped on the 28-yard line. That was a 51-yard kick, and Buck Jersey, if you will check me, I believe that's the third time tonight he has kicked over 50. 53, 50, and 51. So 50 or better on 3 kicks.
I'm going to be interested in seeing what this flag was now. It was dropped about the 23-yard line. That ball is coming back. Mike Mullen, one of the All-Stars.
It's against the Dolphins. They're going to move the ball all the way back to the 11-yard line now. And there it is, clipping, personal foul.
Mullen was in there on the play. He's a Tulane boy. He's a rookie with the Dolphin defensive unit, and he was caught on that play. moving it back to the 12-yard line. Ben?
All right, ready to go. Twilly is flanked out wide to the right side. You call 7 or 8 yards wide. They've been playing pretty much of a close formation. Greasy in the I formation, and Greasy on a give to his fullback, Zonka, who brings it up to the 14-yard line. He got 3 yards on the play, and Grant was in there on the tackle. That's John Grant, 240 pounds from Southern California. 7-3, the Dolphins lead. 4:45 to play in the third quarter. Second down.
What a big front four. Matuzak in there, along with John Grant, Rich Glover, and I believe the other man is Nerlin Moore, but I'll double check.
Chambers, and now waiting for it is Greasy. He's got one wide receiver out to the left side. That's Warfield. Fumble, and let's see who got it. Flag is down. A fumble. The ball is covered inside the 10-yard line, and James Thomas, the left safety man, was in there on top of that ball, but a flag went down immediately. But I believe the All-Stars might have that ball, Al. You'll hear from the crowd. They'll tell you.
That's right.
The penalty would have been against Miami. The All-Stars took the ball. That's the third turnover. We'll get a station break here, so let's alert our favorite announcers all around the world. We'll get a station break right after this play. There is a big break, the biggest of the ball game. The ball is on the 8-yard line of Miami. The All-Stars have it first and 10 to go. Our goal to go inside the 10 on the 8. The power eye, and Jones on a pitch now to his running back who tries to cut, slips, and falls. And that was Metcalf, and let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
Hi, this is John Haltman. Get home on time with WBBM's exclusive computerized traffic reports, and join me for total information afternoons on WBBM Chicago News Radio.
This is Van Patrick along with Al Western, our mutual crew at Chicago. All right, back on the 12. It will be 2nd and 12, and Jones now is back to throw. He looks, throws in zone, and it is batted down, and a brilliant defensive play intended down there for Charlie Young, and a great defensive play by Babb in that secondary, and what a play he made.
He made a great bat there. He reached out and batted that ball away at just the last possible second. I thought Charlie Young was going to get it in the middle there. But again, you got to go back to the fellow who's throwing that football. Now, if it's slippery for the runners, you got to realize that pigskin is slippery too, Van. And Bert Jones has really been throwing with accuracy and with control on the ball. That's tough to do.
Earl Morrow begins to loosen up down below it. It's 3rd and 12, and Jones is back to throw. The rush is on. He's in trouble. He throws it to Metcalf at the 15, and Metcalf at the 10. He is hit at the 10. He almost broke it. Dick Anderson made the tackle, and he almost broke it, but how did he get rid of that football?
He just simply basketballed it forward. Bert Jones, realizing that they had the 5-3 going again, the outside linebacker came streaking across there. Bob Matheson all over him, had control of him. Jones pushed the ball forward, basketball style, to his man.
Well, he gained 3 yards on the play. The ball is on the 9, and Guy is in to attempt another field goal. He kicked one earlier. 10-yard field goal before. This one will be kicked from. Timeout has been called. The All-Stars want a timeout. So with the score, Miami 7, All-Stars 3. There's a timeout on the field. And now this for contact and sign-off.
Give your code to contact.
And that's not all. Give Contact your hay fever allergy, too. Give your allergy to Contact.
Headaches are one thing. A sinus headache is something else. Behind the eyes, under the cheekbones, so your whole face hurts. Well, now there's Sign-Off, the sinus medicine that works deep inside sinus cavities. Helps clear and drain congestion in minutes. Sign-Off tablets give you a full dose of pure aspirin plus a sinus drainer. A sinus drainer helps your pain while you drain. Remember, Sign-Off, S-I-N-E-O-F-F, the sinus medicine in the bright red box.
Van, here are the All-Stars now, again inside of the Miami 10-yard line. They're 9 yards away from a touchdown that could, well, stunningly enough in the third quarter put them ahead, but they're going to have to go for the field goal. Joe Ferguson, the young quarterback from Arkansas, who is now the property, I believe, of the Buffalo Bills, will do the holding. And in to do the kicking is Guy. Ray Guy will try to put it up from about 16 yards away. Van?
The kick one from the 10, this one from the 16, the hash mark to the left. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. He missed a 16-yarder. Oh, boy. So that'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 to go now for the Miami Dolphins. Tough break there for young Guy. And Earl Morrill is going in at quarterback. Oh, what a tremendous job he's done over the years. They call him a relief pitcher, but he's saved a lot of them. Last year, when Greasy broke his leg, what a job he did for the Dolphins. He kept that winning streak going.
Here's a fellow who goes all the way back to 1956, was drafted number 1 by San Francisco, had a year at Pittsburgh, 10 years at Detroit, 4 years at Baltimore, and here he is going with Miami.
6 out of 9 for Greasy, Al, while he was in there. 76 yards, 20th flank to the right. Morrill, the quarterback. Zonka right behind him. And it's a pitch back now to kick on the sweep. He cuts in at the 20 and is dropped on the 23-yard line. He got 3 yards on the play, and Youngblood made the tackle. Little doing a good job of blocking, and he is a great blocking guard. They got Langer at center, Kuchenberg and Little the guards, Evans and Moore the tackles for the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins lead at 7-3 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds of playing time remaining in the third quarter. Game being heard around the world tonight from Chicago. Wide the right side is Twilly. Warfield is deployed to the left side. Kick and Zonka, the running backs, and they're split in the pro set. And it is, check that, Hubert Ginn. And Ginn is in there, and he has the football, and he's hit at the 24-yard line. Moore is the man who made the tackle, the defensive left tackle for the All-Stars, along with Matuzak, who was the number 1 draft choice of the Houston Oilers. So mark that ball on the 24-yard line. It will be third down, and it looks like about 7 to go.
You know, they weren't kidding when they said that John McKay had one of the biggest football teams to ever play for an all-star squad. Weighing in at 245 pounds a man in the offensive and defensive line. Dan, that's a big football team, and they're quick.
Mandich is out of there, and Sellers has gone in. Ron Sellers and Warfield and Twilly. Got 3 flankers in there right now for the Dolphins, and that means that Morrill is going to throw. He looks, throws, and it is completed. A kick at the 20. He's at the 25, and kick is dropped on the 28-yard line. Tackle made by Matuzak. He had 3 flankers in there that time, 3 wide receivers. And so that'll bring up a 4th down, and Morrill couldn't move him, and so now they're forced to kick. And back goes number 26, Holden.
The All-Stars had gone into a 3-man rush on that van. They were expecting him setting up to defense to pass. They had the 3-man rush on there, and Jim Merlo, one of the linebackers, got in problem there on the sidelines with water.
Seipel will kick, and he gets it away. Sort of a high, wobbly kick, and a fair catch is called for, and the ball rolls. He gets a good roll. Gets the Miami bounce all the way down to the 25-yard line, and that will be a kick of 52 yards by Seipel. That shows you what will happen when you get the right bounce.
That's right. That was a good 12 yards extra he got on the bounce there, and after the Stars had called for the fair catch, they let the ball go. This is very, very wet field out here now. It is not draining off, particularly on the sidelines. I saw Merlo, for instance, on a running play there, come over to cover, and he was in position to make a tackle for a minimum gain of maybe 3 yards by Miami. The man simply went by him because Merlo couldn't dig in and couldn't get to him.
Metcalf and Foreman are the running backs, and here's Jones on a give now to Metcalf, and Metcalf tries the middle, brings it up to the 27-yard line, a gain of about 2 on the play. Anderson coming up from the secondary on the tackle along with Moore, the defensive left tackle of Miami. Dolphins lead at 7-3 and time running out on the quarter. We should get the gun any second. 2-1, and that should be it. There it is. That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Miami 7, the All-Stars 3.
Ace Hardware is your Moore store in the Chicagoland area. Why? Well, because there are more Ace stores available to you, and all are right in your own neighborhood. And each Ace store carries plenty of nationally advertised brands. Products like the Skill 7 1/4-inch circular saw. Now, here's a rugged item with a 1 3/4 horsepower motor. It has extra heavy gauge steel in the cutting foot and a safety switch to help prevent accidental start. And at Ace, This Model 574 Skill Circular Saw is yours for only $29.99. Now, the complete line of Skill tools is ready for you at your Ace store. In fact, there are a lot of things going on for you at your Ace hardware store. So we suggest that you get going to Ace, where there's something going for you. That's Ace Hardware, the Moore store in the Chicagoland area. 10:41 in Chicago. Now let's get back to Van Patrick and the College All-Star football game.
What a stunning all-star game it is here at Soldier Field. We have 15 minutes of playing time left to go, and believe it or not, listen to these statistics. Miami with 10 first downs, the All-Stars 9. Miami 109 yards rushing, the Stars have 76. 46 yards through the air for Miami, 62 for the All-Stars. Total yardage, Miami 156 to the All-Stars 138. Would you believe it, Van Patrick? Would you believe it?
Well, it's an even ball game. There's no question about that. And the All-Stars, they've had a couple of breaks, but they've also had a couple of bad breaks. It might be a little different score-wise. And Don Shula has gone all the way with those first springers.
You know, there's been only 45 yards of penalties in this game, 30 against Miami, 15 against the All-Stars, showing you just how clean a football game it's been. And on a wet field, that sometimes is difficult to control. As far as turnovers go, one interception picked off for the All-Stars. Each club has lost the fumble to the other team. So when you boil it down to breaks, there have not been any real breaks in the football game. If anybody was going to get the breaks, I would have to believe that Miami would be the team, because a good pro team makes their breaks. And this is a good, hard-hitting football team. I don't know, maybe Miami came into this ball game feeling, Van, that, well, we know for sure that they did not see or have any advance information on the All-Stars, so they didn't have an evaluation. John McKay had said to us earlier before we went on the air, we don't know how good a football team or how bad a football team the All-Stars are until we see them play Miami. Well, they look pretty good.
Young is in there at the tight end. They've got second down and 6 yards to go from the 29-yard line of the Stars. In motion is Holden to the right. Jones is back to throw. He looks, gets time, and throws the ball. Here's the home run ball all the way down to the 18-yard line. And Smith had his man beat at the ball that couldn't hold it.
Oh, my goodness. Barry Smith will be able to tell his grandchildren about that one. Maybe he won't want to tell them. He had Curtis Johnson, the cornerback on the right side, beat. He had him beat by a step. He had the ball beautifully placed there. If ever a bomb was released with the old Norton bomb side, Bert Jones just laid one in there, 55 yards in the air. He had his man under it. Barry Smith had his arms cupped to make the catch. Curtis Johnson a step behind, but he couldn't hold on.
Oh, Wiley is in. Curtis is in. Smith is out. Wide to the right side now goes Curtis, Metcalf, and Foreman, the running backs. They send a man in motion. Wiley to the left. Jones back to throw again. He's in trouble this time. He's going to be dumped. Sacked back on the 21-yard line by Matheson. Den Herder was also in there for the Miami Dolphins.
Den Herder broke his block, Van, put the pressure on. That shook the man that would have picked Matheson up loose, and Matheson came from the outside linebacker slot, shooting straight across to really lower the boom there on Bert Jones. And I think you pointed this out before. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and Bert Jones has carried it all the way. Well, the Stars are going to have to kick. Van?
All right, the kicker is Guy. Going back is Lee along with Anderson. Jones is sacked twice, lost 24 yards tonight. High pass from center, but Guy boots it high. Fair catch is called for on about the 45-yard line. And Anderson caught the ball and backing up fell down. 34 yards on the kick. So that'll make it first down and 10 to go now for the Miami Dolphins, and they have great field position. We've got 14 minutes and 18 seconds of playing time remaining in the ball game. They're going to mark it on the 46-yard line of Miami. First and 10 for the Dolphins. The score, 7-3. Miami leading by 4. Warfield is deployed to the left side. Marl, the quarterback. And he gives it off now to Kick. Kick dancing into the line at the 50. Breaks the tackle, comes on down to the 45-yard line of the College All-Stars. And the tackle is made there by Wyman. Wyman's made the tackle on the 45 on Kick. Winans, they're going to bring the chain out to see if they have the first down. The series originated on the 46. Now coming in here for the All-Stars, number 94, and that's John Grant, a defensive end. It is a first down for the Miami Dolphins. Zonka in 13 carries has gained 59 yards. Kick in 12 carries has gained 49 yards. So the ball is on the 45-yard line of the Stars. It's 1st and 10 to go for the Miami Dolphins. Earl Morrill is the quarterback. Kick and Zonka the running backs, and Morrill is back to throw. Throws a sideline pass out in the left flat, incomplete to Jim Kick. Incomplete. Covering over there for the College All-Stars was Owens. So mark it back on the 45-yard line again. Now coming in for the Stars, number 53, and that's Jimmy Youngblood, a linebacker. And going out of there, number 75 is Greg Marks of Notre Dame. Marks was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. Warfield deployed to the left, and Twilley sent out to the right side. Here's Morrow back to throw, and 2nd and 10. Throws one down the middle. It's completed to Mandich. Mandich down to the 20-yard line. Morrow hit him beautifully right over the middle. Jim Mandich of the Miami Dolphins, the tight end, a first down on the 20 of the Stars.
Ben, I wanted to say a moment ago that the original pass pattern was to go to Jim Mandich, who is replacing Mark Fleming at the tight end. He was covered thoroughly on the previous play just before this. He had to go to a secondary man, and of course he threw to the sidelines out of bounds. But he came right back with the same play apparently, went to Mandich, completed it at the 20.
And exhibiting the cool he's so famous for, Earl Morrill, 2 out of 3 for 28 yards. The give now is to Zonka, and Zonka is tackled as he reaches the 18-yard line by Jeff Winans. Winans is from Southern California. He's 6'5", 260, one of John McKay's boys, drafted by Buffalo. They'll mark it on the 18-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play, make it 2nd down and 8. With 12:45 to go in the ball game with a score 7-3 Miami. Langer over the ball. Little and Kuchenberg are the guards. Twilley flanked to the right side. Paul Warfield deployed to the left. Kick and Zonka the running backs in the pro set. And here's the give to Kick, and Kick tries right tackle, gets it to the 18-yard line, and he is hit right there by John Grant and Jimmy Youngblood. Youngblood is the middle backer from Tennessee Tech. He will be with Chuck Knox in the Los Angeles Rams. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 8 yards to go for Miami. Dolphins are back in the huddle. Earl Morrill running the ball club now, and he sends Warfield to the left side. Twilley is split out to the right. Kick and Zonka, the regular running backs, although they're missing Mercury Morris. And Morrow backing straight up, looking downfield, fires, and it is caught by Mandich at the 7-yard line, and he is knocked out of bounds right there. Hanging on to him was Jimmy Thomas, but Mandich came up with the catch, and that Morrow again shows what he can do.
Youngblood and Bannon, the 2 linebackers, trying to get to him, but here's Mandich now, working to the tight end. A little unusual here to work that ball as much as they have to the tight end. That's the 3rd of some 4 passes they've thrown to him. Mandich has caught 2 now for 36, Van. The ball is at the 7.
Twilley comes out. Mandich is still in there. I'll check that flanker for you. Warfield is on the right side. They've got 2 tight ends, Fleming and Mandich in there. Morrill on a give now to Zonka. He's down to the 5, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Miami. Zonka carried it over from the 7. 54 yards in 7 plays, and the 2nd touchdown for Zonka. And the crowd boos a little bit. They didn't want to see that happen. And the Dolphins lead it 13-3, and Garo Yepremian will attempt to make it 14.
What a way to mix it up. Gaining 10 running, then throwing for no gain, an incompletion, then coming back with a 25-yard pass to the tight end, then going to the ground for a couple of running plays, right back with a 13-yard pass, and then ramming it in from 7 yards out on the ground.
Morrow will hold. Yepremian will kick. The kick is good. And with the score, Miami 14, All-Stars 3. There's a timeout on the field. Now this for Cup Oil.
Do you know what kind of oil to use in your new car?
So what this car cost me, the cheapest.
Oh, I don't know. Whatever.
1040. Wait. maybe 40. Oil is oil, right?
Wrong. Not every kind of oil is right for new cars.
Does it matter?
Some oils can do a new car more harm than good. At Gulf, we sell the right kind of oil for new cars. Low-ash Gulf Pride Multi-G. It's right because it can withstand the higher operating temperatures of cars from 71 on. That's the kind new cars need. And Chrysler, Ford, AMC, and General Motors say so in their new car manuals. Low-ash Gulf Pride Multi-G. The right kind of oil for new cars. The right reason for stopping at Gulf.
Ball game, Van, is far from over. We have 11:33 remaining in the fourth quarter. Now it's a 14-3 game. The Dolphins will kick off down deep. The All-Stars are set to receive. Here we go.
Pruitt and Armstrong are the deep men, and Pruitt goes back for it on the goal line and brings it back to the 5. 10, 15, slips down. He put on the brakes and slipped on about the 17 or 18-yard line. He ran into Lloyd Mumford there. And so now the All-Stars will take over from their own 18-yard line with a first down and 10 to go. 11 minutes and 20 seconds of playing time remaining in the game. 14-3 now with the Dolphins leading by 11. They were favored by 15. The Stars have made only one first down in the second half of this ball game. Now Barry Smith is flanked out wide to the right side. The quarterback is still Jones, and Holden goes in motion to the left. And here's the give now to the running back trying the left side. And it is Metcalf hammering up the middle to the 24-yard line. He got about 6 on the play. About 6. The tackle was made by Nick Bonaconte, the middle backer of the Miami Dolphins. He's from Notre Dame, 5'11", 32 years old. He's been in this league 12 years.
And quite a legendary player, I might add, Van, that he is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame and all-time on the all-time AFL team. Bonaconte, incidentally, calls the defensive signals. This is his 12th year.
Smith to the right side. Second down, 4 yards to go. And in motion now goes Holden to the left. And waiting for it is Jones. And Jones on a give to his running back, trying the middle of that line again, Armstrong. And he's hit right at the 25-yard line. Otis Armstrong. And Moore is the man who made the tackle along with Jim Dunaway. He's from Mississippi. He's a big boy, 277 pounds. Smith is going out. They've been using Curtis and Wiley as flankers, Holden. We've seen Cunningham tonight only on one play. Wide to the right side. Now goes Holden. Waiting for it is the quarterback, Jones. He sends Armstrong in motion to the right side, and he's going back to throw. Rose to the right. Looks, throws to Armstrong, and Armstrong starts back to the 25 after he caught it on the 27, and he's dropped on the 26. Otis Armstrong trying to get some running room on that sideline pass, and it's fourth down, and the kick team comes in for the Stars.
Oh, if he had just fallen forward, Van, he may have had the yardage for the first down. But as he made the grab, he had his back turned to the defensive unit converging on him. He made the catch. He stepped back, actually, towards the line of scrimmage. That ball is at the 26-yard line, and he has got to reach the 28 for a first down. No chance now. They're going to kick. Fourth down and a punt coming.
This is the 7th punt tonight for Ray Guy, the kicker of the All-Stars. Lee's deep. Anderson, the close man. He's from the University of Colorado. High, booming kick, and Lee waiting for it on the 30. Takes it, going to run it. Gets a block. Gets in the open at the 35. Slips and falls in the water. At the 37-yard line. 44 yards on the kick. He tried to make his cut, and his feet went right out from under him. And that slippery turf is having a lot to do with the cuts tonight on this one in the second half. And speaking of the rain, it has stopped. Ball is on the 37-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 to go for the Miami Dolphins from their own 37. So there's a timeout with the score. Miami 14, the All-Stars 3. Now this word.
Ace Hardware is your more store in the Chicagoland area. Why? Because there are just more stores available to you, and all right in your own neighborhood. And each store carries plenty of nationally advertised brands. Products like the Quality Skill 1/4-inch drill. This rugged item has an adjustable trigger speed control, which allows you to preset the speed anywhere from 0 to 2100 RPM, depending on the material that you're drilling. The Model 501 Skill 1/4-inch drill is also double insulated for extra safety. And at Ace, it's available at a special limited time price of only $14.99. It's a $19.99 value, so you save $5. The complete line of skill tools is ready for you at your Ace store. In fact, there are a lot of things going on for you at Ace Hardware, so we suggest that you get going to Ace, where there's something going for you. That's Ace Hardware, the Moore store in the Chicagoland area.
Ready to go now. It's a 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line of Miami, and the Dolphins have the ball, and Morrill now gives it the kick on the draw. He's at the 40, he's up to the 44, and dropped on the 44-yard line. And the tackle was made by Jim Merlo of Stanford, 6'1", 225-pound left backer. Chambers and Marks, Tuzak, Grant are in there defensively up front. Number 75, Greg Marks, is going out. So mark the ball on the 44-yard line. It'll be second down, about 3 to go now for the Dolphins. Out of the huddle they come, and they send Warfield to the left side. Twilley is deployed short to the right. The pros set, and here's the give now. The halfback again, trying the middle of that line to about the 46-yard line. And he's stacked up right there. Jim Kick and Larry Zonka have been in there tonight all the way. That was Zonka trying at that time, and Jimmy Youngblood and John Matusek made the tackle, and now Miami getting in number 80, and that's Mar Fleming, the tight end, and coming out is Twilley, so they're getting 2 tight ends. The ball is on the 46-yard line. It's third down and about a yard to go. Zonka in 16 carries has gained 70 yards tonight. The tight formation. And the ball is given to Kick, trying to go wide, and Kick is dropped on the 45-yard line. He did not make it. Hit right there, and the Kick team comes in, and Jimmy Thomas, along with Blake, making the tackle. He's from Nebraska. Thomas is from Florida State. So the punting team is coming in with the clock showing 7 minutes and 35 seconds of playing time remaining. The ball is on the 45-yard line, and going back is Holden, the deep spot for the College All-Stars. And dropping back with him is Wallace. That's punt number 6 coming up now for Larry Seipel from Kentucky. Perfect pass from center, and he booms it high. Look at the height on this one. The fair catch is called for. It's taken right on the 20-yard line. That's a 35-yard kick. And taking the ball was Wallace. So mark it on the 20-yard line and make it first down and 10 to go now for the College All-Stars in their own 20. They trail by 11, 14-3, with 7:10 to go in the ball game. We've got a new quarterback now, Joe Ferguson, 6'2", 180-pounder from Arkansas, drafted by Buffalo. He's 23 years old. Joe Ferguson, who had a great record with the Razorbacks in Fayetteville. Now, Jones, while he was there, completed 7 out of 16 for 79 yards. Wiley from Oklahoma and Oakland, drafted by Oakland, flank to the right. In motion goes Metcalf. And here's Ferguson rolling to the left and looking. Look at the time he's got. Now he throws. It's caught at the 35 and dropped. Foreman had that football and ran with it before he really got it.
Yes, he did, Van. He reached out, got the handle on it, and then forgot to pull it in. And about the time, actually, he was making the catch off balance. It was difficult for him, trying to twist and get his footing out there. He just didn't hold on to the football, and this flagged down as an incompleted pass. If it had been a fumble, though, and recovered, it would have been an all-star ball up there at about the 37-yard line.
So mark it on the 20. Make it second down and 10 to go from that point. Barry Smith is flanked wide to the right side. Wiley is also in there and split out. Waiting for it now is Ferguson from an I formation. And he sends Wiley in motion to the left, and back goes Ferguson to throw again. He throws a swing pass in the right flat, incomplete to Metcalf. Terry Metcalf of Long Beach, drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals, had the ball in his hands and couldn't hold it. So that'll make it third and 10.
Sorry, Van. You know, this fella, Terry Metcalf, is something. He's 5'10", 185 pounds. But did you know he scored 45 touchdowns in 2 years at Long Beach? 45 touchdowns.
You know, and the quarterback, Ferguson, should be 2 for 2 right now.
That's right.
So it will be third down and 10 to go now for the Stars from their own 20. Butler is in there. In motion now goes Wiley to the left. Ferguson calling the signals from an I formation. Butler's the tight end on the right side, and back goes Ferguson to throw again. He's in a little trouble. He runs out of it. It's going to be caught from behind on the 18-yard line. And making the tackle was Moore. Now, here are my favorite announcers all around the world to tell you the station you're listening to. Let's take 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual, your news and sports network.
This is Don Perlman. Join me and Dale McCarran weekday mornings for the total information you need to start the day on WBBM Chicago, News Radio 78.
Van Patrick along with Al Wester, and back in kick formation again goes Ray Guy. He's been a busy boy with that foot tonight. Lee is back in the single safety slot. The short man is Anderson, and Guy booms it deep again. Lee takes it on the 31, fumbles it out of bounds. So it'll be out of bounds around the 28-yard line, which will be a good kick of 49 yards. He almost got the half-century mark again. So it'll be first down and 10 to go. From the 28-yard line, it's Miami's ball on the Miami 28. 6 minutes, 10 seconds of playing time remaining, with Miami leading by a score of 14-3. Earl Morrill is the quarterback, and he moved that ball club, moved them for a drive and a touchdown once he got in there.
Well, I tell you, the old man does all kind of funny things. You know, he is 38 years old, going on 39, his 18th year in pro football. Took over last year in the 5th game when Greasy was injured, and he just won that ball club 6 straight victories. Carried them along the way. Bob Greasy then coming on to help in the stretch. I can't help but think about something we talked about with Earl Morrill last year, Van. You remember we talked about him running for a touchdown 31 yards against the Jets?
Yeah, you know what he said. I ran from fright. That was a penalty, a personal foul called against the Dolphins. They moved the ball back to the 14-yard line. And so there's the timeout out there, but let's just stay with it right here with 6 minutes and about 10 seconds to go, because I don't know whether they're going to take the full one or not.
I've got to follow up on the Earl Morrill story, because I remember what the Dolphins did for him. They brought him a gift, and they brought it into the clubhouse, and it turned out to be a big rocking chair.
Guessed them, didn't I? They didn't take the full timeout. All right, first and 10 to go now from the 14-yard line. 14-3 to score. Miami's ball from their own 14. Kick and Zonka, they've gone all the way. And Morrill on a give now to his fullback, and he tries the middle of that line. He didn't get more than a half a foot. Zonka was piled up in there. And stopping him was Greg Marks, the All-American from Notre Dame. He is 6'5", 265 pounds. He will be with Atlanta. Kick is coming out. Hubert Ginn is going in. Well, we figured we might see Jenkins and Smith and Rather and a few of these fellas tonight, but we haven't seen them.
No, we haven't. On defense, we've seen just a couple.
Warfield is wide to the left side. Ginn and Zonka, the running backs. Morrill on the draw play, gives off now to Ginn, and Ginn is hemmed into the 15 and knocked out of bounds on the 17 by Burgess Owens. Chased out of bounds. Gary Weaver, Fresno State and Oakland, chased him out. He's 6'2", 230. So mark that ball on the 17-yard line. Polish Prince is on the ball tonight with his statistics and spotting.
Plenty has gone in, Van, and Jim Mandich is coming out at the tight end for Miami. I would not be surprised if if Earl just sits back in the rocking chair and wings one to him.
3rd and 7. It's a passing situation from the 17. Zonka and Ginn, the running backs, are split behind him. And Morrill on the give now to Ginn. Ginn finds a little running room, and he gets it up to the 22, possibly the 23. He is shy of the first down, and in comes the kick team. Matuzak, he just reached out and got him. He's 6'8", 270 pounds. He's only 22 years old. Think what he'll be when he's 25. And now Holden is going back in the deep safety spot, and Larry Seipel is coming in to do the kicking. Wallace is the short man. 4th down, about a yard to go for Miami. They're leading 14-3. We've got 4:45 to play in the ball game. Perfect pass from center. Seipel gets the foot to it and booms this one high, a mile high. A fair catch is called for, and it bounces around. Gets a good roll. Look at this. 35, rolls all the way down to the 31-yard line. Tremendous roll. And that wound up as a kick of 46 yards and actually traveled through the air only about 20 yards.
That's right. Actually, it took, I'm just counting it here and watching where the bounce had gone. It took about a 21-yard bounce, man.
That was the 15th punt in this ball game tonight.
14-3, the Dolphins out in front, and 4 minutes and 35 seconds remaining of playing time here in the fourth quarter. We started out with a packed house, and we've had a tremendous football game, a game that went into the fourth quarter before the Dolphins finally got the insurance they need and a 14-3 lead.
Jones is back in at quarterback. He's got two flankers. He's going back to throw. He looks downfield and throws the bomb again, and the foot race is on, but it's out of bounds. He uncorked that bomb again, intended for Isaac Curtis, who's a speedster from San Diego, drafted by Paul Brown's Cincinnati Ball Club. So they'll bring it back again to the 31-yard line and in play at 2nd and 10 from that point. That stops the clock, of course. Ferguson is back in at quarterback.
Curtis can cover the 109-3 band. He's been clocked in that.
Olds and Metcalf are the running backs. Amundsen hasn't been in there. Back goes Ferguson. He's looking downfield, rolling to his right, looks, throws a short one right over the middle, and it's incomplete to Butler. Butler had it in his hands, and he should have 3 for 3. They just can't hang on to the football for Joe Ferguson. So it'll go back to the 31-yard line, make it 3rd and 10 to go for the Stars from their own 31. That stops the clock again with 4:20 to go.
Well, the Dolphins are getting a little action now out there. Jim Dunaway and Maldy Moore there in the middle, and I see Larry Ball, a second-year man from Louisville, playing one of the linebacker spots. And on the outside van, Jesse Powell.
Pruitt is in there now as a wingback. He's flanked out to the right. Wiley is split to the left, and here's the give to Pruitt, and Pruitt tries to make his cut, slips and falls on the 23-yard line. He ran right into Bill Stanfill over there, the defensive right end. And Stanfill just stopped him cold, and of course the water didn't help him either. This young speedster from Oklahoma, who had a tremendous collegiate career, just couldn't maintain his footing. Clock is moving now with the ball back on the 23, and it's 4th down coming up. Loss of 8 yards. It'll be 4th down and 18 yards to go. Pruitt lost 10 yards in 3 carries in this ball game tonight. Waiting now for Guy to kick again. And he gets the kick away at the low one. Anderson fields the ball on the 45-yard line, goes to the 50, cuts back at the 47, and is dropped on the 47-yard line. A 33-yard kick, and he gets it into the territory of the Stars. Creaney is in there. And with a score, the Miami Dolphins 14, the All-Stars 3. There's a timeout on the field now. This for Beechnut Tobacco.
You know a man's world is small and getting smaller every day, but there are certain things you still do. Still say what you think, you still pay for the drinks, and Beechnut's the tobacco you chew. Weird ideas taking hold, kids won't do what they're told. Who knows what this whole world's coming to? But you keep your face to the wind, you don't quit on a friend, and Beechnut's the tobacco you chew. Seems like a man's world just isn't the same anymore, but some things you can still trust, like Beechnut chewing tobacco. Beechnut just keeps on getting better. Beechnut's a lot moister these days, with more taste, less stems. Today's Beechnut, fresher, longer-lasting flavor. You ought to try it. Girls in bars, girls in pants, the man just don't stand a chance, but there's still ways to show 'em who's who. You treat your dogs with respect, you keep your traps oiled and checked, and Beechnut's the tobacco you chew.
They did not take the full timeout. After the official had indicated that it was a timeout, he did not take the full timeout, and so Zonka ran with the football, gained 9 yards. He was stopped by Rotella, and it will be 2nd down and 1 to go as we resume play with the ball on the 36-yard line. And Zonka now, in 18 carries, 79 yards. For a fellow who wasn't supposed to play, he's been a little active.
I'll say he has. He's been the war horse out there, and of course, minus Mercury Morris, they needed him.
Lee has now replaced Zonka, and so Ginn and Lee are now the running backs. Warfield is deployed to the left. Earl Morrill is the quarterback. Twilly is in there, and waiting for it is Morrill. He's got second down at about a yard, and he gives the ball off to Lee, and Lee's got the first down with room to spare at the 32. And Chambers made the tackle. Wally Chambers from Eastern Kentucky. Clock moving with 2 minutes and a half of playing time remaining. Miami going back in the huddle. They're leading by a score of 14-3. It's 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line of the College All-Stars. Got a great football coming up your way. Notre Dame, the NFL games on Monday night, the playoffs. Wide the left side is Warfield. Miami 160 yards rushing and 72 passing tonight. Waiting for it is Morrill, and Morrill takes it out, gives it off to his running back, coming in over left tackle to the 30. And that was Ginn carrying the ball. He's from Florida A&M. The tackle was made by Price and Glover. Glover and Price making the tackle for the College All-Stars. The 2-minute warning coming up, so there's a timeout on the field with a score. Miami 14, the All-Stars 3.
Ace Hardware, your Moore store in the Chicagoland area, offers you more nationally advertised brands, quality items, such as the Skill Model 501 quarter-inch drill. This rugged item has an adjustable trigger speed control which allows you to preset the speed anywhere from 0 to 2100 RPMs, depending on the material that you're drilling. It's also double insulated for extra safety. And today, for a limited time only, you can buy this Skill Model 501 drill for only $14.99, a $19.95 value. Save $5. Come to Ace, the Moore store in the Chicagoland area.
Well, Van, here with just 2 minutes to go, 1 minute 59 seconds to go. I think it's interesting to note that as far as the breakdown in total plays go, our human univac over there, Buck Jersey, says Miami has had 54 plays, and the All-Stars have had 48, and that's as close to being a even-Steven proposition as you could want. And when you see a ball club dominate, well, of course, they're going to have more offensive plays. They're going to control the ball more. I know Don Schuler is not happy, not going to be happy over tonight's performance, because he realizes that this is a world championship team, and now he has every reason to get them out there and work them pretty hard in the next 2 weeks ahead. Here they go up to the line.
All right, Morrill, the quarterback, pro set, 2 flankers, 2 running backs behind him. Lee and Gann, the fumble, and Morrill picked it up and moved it to the 29-yard line. He got his big chance again to run with the ball, and Bannon made the tackle on Morrill. He might have got it as far as the 28-yard line. He did. Got it over that 29, didn't he, to the 28. So that will make it 3rd down coming up, and about 7 yards to go for the Miami Dolphins. Minute and a half to go, 14-3 Miami leading. So a big play right now for the Dolphins. It's a 3rd down if they expect to control the ball and also add onto that scoreboard with a 14-3 lead, and they were a 15-point favorite. Here's Morrill going back, and he gives it now to Gann on the sweep around the left side. He's down to the 25, all the way down to the 21, the 20, and he's brought down. Just a reverse play, and Youngblood made the tackle on Gann along with Rotella. And they'll mark the ball on the 21-yard line. It'll be a 1st down for the Miami Dolphins, so they came up with a play. Now the clock shows that it's running with 45 seconds to go, and Warfield comes out. We'll check the split end. As Warfield comes out of there, we've got a new man in. It's Ron Sellers. They got him from Dallas. Waiting now is Morrill, and he gives it off now to his running back, Gann, and Gann cuts in and is hit at the 22-yard line. A flag is down. That stops the clock with 30 seconds to go. Miami leading at 14-3. Youngblood, Owens in on the tackle. The flag was down. So let's see what the discussion is about. Looks like it's going to be holding, and it'll be against Miami, and Marv Fleming was holding on the play. Rather is in there, and Twilly is coming out. That's Mo Rather from the University of Michigan. 30 seconds exactly of playing time remaining in the All-Star game at Chicago. It's been a lot of fun out here in the Windy City. I want to thank Mr. George Strickler, Dave Condon, Cooperallo, Jim Fitzgerald, all of the staff of the Chicago Tribune Charities for their great cooperation on the broadcast of Mutual Sports. Yan and Lee are flanked out. Waiting for it now is the quarterback, Earl Morrow. And Morrow backs up and hands it off to Ginn, and Ginn gets it to the 35, and Matuzak runs into him right there, and the clock continues to move. The Dolphins lead it by 11. Ribnak is in there, and he was in on that tackle, too. He's another big boy. Clock is ticking it off. Got about 8 seconds to go, and I don't think they'll ever get another play in. Chicago Bears have Ribnak. 3 seconds, 2, 1. We should get the gun. And that is the end of the ball game. And after this pause, we'll present the wrap-up of tonight's game.
If you never saw the green grass anymore, 'cause it's covered up by litter from the folks there before you, what would you do? What would you do? If you never saw the sky, or the soot that's in your eye, or the garbage piled so high, what would you do? You've got to pitch in to clean up America. You've got to pitch in to clean up America. 'Cause if everybody won't pitch in to clean up America, it won't be America anymore. Oh no.
This message for the people of the United States, from the people of the United States Brewers Association and Associated Industries.
Penalties against Miami, 15 against the Stars. We'll tell you that in the fourth quarter, Miami controlled the ball better, ended up with 60 offensive plays to 51 for the Stars. Bob Greasy completed 6 of 9 for Miami for 76 yards. Earl Morrow, 2 of 3 for 28 yards. Kick had 4 catches for 24. Mandich had 2 catches for 36. Now, Sanka was the man of the hour, the man of the night. Larry Sanka, the man who was injured and was not supposed to play, but not only played, but scored both of Miami's touchdowns. 79 yards in 18 carries. Kicked 55 yards in 15 carries. Quickly in the first quarter, 8:35 left to go. Larry Sanka got Miami on the scoreboard for the first time, 2 yards around the right end. Garo Yepremian's extra point made it Miami 7-0. With 16 seconds remaining before halftime, Ray Guy for the All-Stars, the Mississippi lad, booted a 10-yard field goal. It was Miami 7-3 at halftime. In the third quarter, Guy missed a 16-yard field goal attempt. There was no further scoring there. The fourth period, 11:33 remaining. Sanka 7 yards, a drive that carried 2 men in the end zone with him. Yepremian's kick was good. Miami and the All-Stars had completed the scoring for the night. Miami won it 14-3. As for the individual performances for the Stars, Burt Jones, the quarterback, the young man from LSU, he is a good one, there's no doubt about it. 9 completions, 17 attempts, 79 yards. Joe Ferguson, his replacement, 0 for 3. Young caught 2 passes, 20 yards on the catches. 35 yards in 11 rushes for Armstrong. He was the top man running. That pretty well summarizes it. But we'll continue our wrap-up after this for Jack's Beer and the Wet One.
Jack's, one of America's finest beers, brewed in New Orleans since 1890, invites you to enjoy the smoother, brighter flavor of today's Jack's. The taste and quality of Jack's is recognized throughout the Louisiana, Mississippi, and Texas Gulf Coast area as the very best in beer. Jack's, a New Orleans tradition since 1890, is the beer with the taste you can hold on to.
Harry, there's charcoal smudge all over your hair.
Your face is all greasy from chicken.
When you want to wash up and there's nothing to wash, up a Wet One.
Wet One. Disposable moist towelettes in the pop-up dispenser for instant cleanup at barbecues, in the car, at the office. Snap one off, another pops up. Soft because they're cloth, moist and ready to use.
When you want to wash up and there's nothing to wash, up a Wet One.
That's the story on the All-Star game at Chicago. Final score, the Miami Dolphins 14, the College All-Stars 3. Our producers, Alan Bernard of Mutual in Chicago and Dick Muller. Our engineers, under the direction of Fred Hockey and Ralph Buellman of Mutual of Chicago. And this game was brought to you by the United States Brewers Association, Lazy Boy Chairs, Beech Nut Tobacco, Ryder Truck Rental, Contact and Sign-Off, Guff Oil Company, TV Guide, Jack's Beer, and the Wet Ones. Now for Al Wester, Buck Jersey, this is Van Patrick saying good night to you from Chicago. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Ladies and gentlemen, the College All-Star Miami Dolphins football game from Soldier Field in Chicago was sponsored locally by your neighborhood Ace Hardware store. That's Ace Hardware, the Moore store in Chicago. This is WBBM Chicago News Radio 78. Good evening, everybody.